Going forward or back?
Centre half forward.
Centre half forward, and who's on him? Jackson Hall looks to go to him. First quarter is underway here at Bowie, and Amberg got it up. No one really got a clean hand on it except for Marriott. Squeezed a handle out the back to Bowman. Gets it across to Brown.
Too high to Bowman.
Bowman is a free kick in the middle of the ground as
no advantage.
Marriott tried to take the advantage, and gee, Gane was all on his own too. But he'll come back in the middle of the ground to Luke Bowman. It took a fair while to get back to him, so the Maroons are manned up. They've got all the numbers back.
Should have 1-3 as well. There's two here in the middle there, Scuzz, as you mentioned.
So Bowman has it right in the middle of the ground. He takes his time to chip it over the top and went over the top of Maskell's head. Coming the other way was Collison. We gave it to Lee Stockdale, the old 1-2 from Hildebrand. Stockdale gave it back to Collison. He got tackled quickly. Brown goes in, quick kick forward. Lands on the chest there of Hopkins. Half forward flank for the Parrots. Now he drives the foot into it. Goes inside forward 50, sliding down. Couldn't quite mark it on that occasion. A quick kick out. It's going to come back. Brown's going to reload. Goes back towards his forward zone. A little push out from Hilberg. And a free kick.
I'll be still a bit disappointed about sliding in and missing that slide in mark as Traralgon have won the free kick. Looks to be going to Dr. Amberg, who's worked back behind the ball. Handballs out the back to Michael Stockdale. Hard up on the boundary. He's going to go long down the wing. Setting himself to Scully, coming in from the side, gets a fist on it, but it's all Traralgon. Wet conditions, doesn't make it easy to grab. Hayden Brown picks it up, handballs inside to Marriott, at his feet. Helping out there is McGrath, handballs backwards, inside 50. Setting himself was done, under pressure. Good contest at ground level. Trying to lock the ball up are the Maroons. Trying to soccer the ball off the ground is North. Not really going anywhere at the moment as both teams are trying to get their hands on the footy, and we'll have the ball up right at the top of the 50. As Luke Desirio is putting his head over the ball, as you'd expect.
One thing, Zach Vernon won't be pushed off the football too easily this afternoon. He's so strong at ground level.
Bishop sharks it off Scully, who gets a tap. Comes out to Bowman, handballs forward. Hurried forward there, looks like it's Stone. Gathers on the left, gets to the top of the 50. Top of the square, sorry. Keeping his feet there nicely. Looks to be Gane. Under pressure. Traralgon turned the ball over through Matt North. Chips the ball over the top and finds Hildebrand.
Half-back flank for the Maroons. No score in the first quarter. Comes out wide. Working high up the ground there was Nagel. He's on a half-back flank. Kick was smothered. Great work by Sinclair. But Nagel picked it up again. Handball back now towards North. That was Tim. Delivery towards Sandy, who marks and centre half forward. Slightly half forward flank it should be. Leongatha got all the numbers. He decided to kick in the direction, but they should mark this, the Parrots. And they do. It's Westaway who can square it up. Out wide, found Brown. His little chip over the top towards McGrath. Still in their defensive 50 are the Parrots. Pat McGrath has it. Kicks it out wide, looking for out there Hopkins, who marks. Is it Hopkins or is it Stone? It looks to be Stone, is it?
Yep.
Hopkins his plays are at half forward, doesn't have a hair bun, so it is Stone. Comes backwards now to Chalmers. He goes further backwards now to Westaway. They're still in their defensive 50 are the Parrots.
Cutting off the exits well here, aren't they, Traralgon, once it's in their forward 50. So force them to have to go long down the line now.
Westaway kicks it high and long in that direction. Out this way towards Baboon. Oh, good work by Hector. Ground level, they work hard. Picking it up there on this occasion was Darren White. Handball's over the top of his head. Amberg is there. Squeezes the handball now to Nagel. He can get onto that right foot and thump it. Good pressure by Vernon. Smothered by that time Baboon as well. Vernon goes again. Good, don't argue. We've seen that last night a few times. Quick kick by Vernon. Goes to half forward. Running onto this one now is couldn't get there. Desirio grabs it. Took it a tackler. Handball back to Cameron. Kick was a shocker. Vernon comes the other way. Kicks off the ground now. Ducks his head there was Hopkins. No free kick
on the ball. Yep.
And it is.
Big moments thanks to Monticello's Corona extra $46 a case or 2 for 86. Great work by Desirio, because if he hadn't have stopped that soccer off the ground, Hilberg was by himself 35 metres in the clear, right at the top of the goal square.
Kick out wide, just missing the target out here is Jackson Hall. Keeping his feet there was Hopkins. And we've got a boundary throw in. Crowd building.
Do you think maybe a few of the Leongatha guys are listening to our call because realising that Nagel can kick the ball deep penetration inside the 50 and they've smothered it a couple of times, so look at the block that entry inside 50.
Yeah, really closing that gap. So Willis comes on and does a bit of ruck work now against Amberg. Down there was North, couldn't get a handball away, head over it, free kick. going in the way of Brown, I think it is.
No different to the one before against Collison.
Yep, Brown's been told just to come back as the forwards still fly at it back there, and they're still going.
This will be Brown's fourth kick, and we've only just played 5 minutes.
He's had a blistering start for the Sale Greyhounds.
And over the spread of the ground as well. He was deep inside his defensive 50 and from the centre square as well.
So he's on his half-forward flank, here's Hayden Brown. There's all the numbers back, so he kicks it right to the top of the square. The big men are going to fly. The doctor's back there. Ghanaian's been pushed out as well.
Free kick to Traralgon.
Which way was that going, Scuzz?
Pointed the wrong way, mate. I thought it was going to Leongatha, and they were running into an open goal.
That was a push out.
Yeah.
Well, Hilberg was the one that was...
That's 2 free kicks he's given away from a push from a marking contest.
Sam Forrester, boys, he's got, I reckon, 50 metres in Leongatha's back half here.
Well, the ball's inside Leongatha's forward 50. Handball over the back from Davidson. Found Chalmers. Quick squeeze kick from Marriott. Brown just kicked it off the ground. Lands in Burnham's hands and the shot a goal. The first goal this afternoon goes to Zach Burnham and the Parrots.
Yeah, they've had a really good start, the Parrots, apart from probably a minute and a half where Traralgon had it in their forward 50 and wouldn't let them out, but around the contest they're playing some really good footy at the minute, the Parrots. They're hard at the footy, they're right onto it, they've been really instructed to get up and in the face of the Traralgon players, and they've started off really, really well.
And our first look at the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard sees at the 6-minute mark. Leongatha the first score of the game, 1 goal straight, 6 Traralgon yet to score.
Nothing to worry about for the Maroons as they went down 3 goals to nothing in the first quarter last week as Willis gets a knock over the top. There's Marsh, handballs back to Willis, so he cuts it off. Ducks inside, great smother by Bishop, still goes inside 50, Vernon, handballs to Stone, fumbles, pressure on from the Maroons but still working the ball forward are the Parrots, and we should have a ball up 35 metres out inside Leongatha's forward 50 as Tate Marsh maybe a little bit rusty, just turned the ball over there through the middle. Hilberg wins this one down, gathering at ground level with Jacobson, handballs backwards to Collison, gathers, handballs to North just turns and bangs it on the boot outside defensive 50, strong mark in front, sees
low press
handball off to Marsh quickly, moving the ball forward, but it's 2-on-1 in favour now. The cavalry arrive for the Maroons. Hector gathers, handballs to Stockdale, handballs inside, looks for Little, he fumbles, Nagel's there to gather, pressure on, Amberg looks to be legged, no free kick, he gets it at the second attempt though, pressure's red hot early, Marriott gathers, nice little release handball over the top, finds McGrath, kicks forward to Ghanaian, pressure coming on from Pearce. Now he's got assistance from Jackson. Great pressure from Hopkins. Umpire says play on. Jacobson handballs inside the Bishop. Kicks to the top of the 50. Setting himself as Sandy. Great grab at the second attempt. Marks at centre half forward. Handballs to Tim North. Gets to the top of the 50. Goes long to the square. Plays set himself. Has he got the legs? Working back nicely there for the Parrots. Looks to be Forrester. And gets the ball through for a minor score.
Looks like Traralgon are still willing to play on in these conditions. Once again, back through the middle part of the ground.
So they kick it in as Leongatha get out wide there, done working high up the ground, is it? On that far side.
Yeah.
We get a quick check. Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard.
8-minute mark, Leongatha 1 straight, 6 Traralgon 1 behind at 1 point.
So Dunn kicked it towards the wing of the ruck when Cameron was back there though. Squeezed a handball towards, that was Hall. Got to half full, but there's been a push out. And Leongatha win the free kick. And it's Christopher Boone who squares it up, out wide, found his teammate Forrester. Half-back flank, daring kick. Oh, beautiful. Just set half forward, just a little bit too much on it for Marriott. Cameron did well, handballs to Bishop. Squeezes a kick out wide to Hector, and guess what? Marsh is on the wing, and he gathers, handballs over the top, Hector runs on. They get to half forward, Traralgon, drives inside 50, Stockdale direction, missing him. And going over for a boundary throw in. Good build-up for the Maroons.
You like it, don't you?
Marsh out wide on the wing.
Good. He is looking good though, getting his hands on the ball. A little bit rusty with the hands, but that'll come as the game wears on. Boundary throw in deep inside Traralgon's forward 50. Working to the front is Willis, gets it knocked down. The gathering is Stockdale, wheels around on the left. Great smother by Marriott. Spills out to Jackson McMahon. Handballs over the top to Hector. Handballs inside to Little. Little puts it on the boot. Comes off the instep though and is marked deep in the forward pocket to Chalmers. His misses its target, so Chalmers there now. Gathering there is Sinclair, handballs over top to Marriott. Pressure coming, Zach Vernon. Gathers nicely with the pressure from Hall. Touches on the ground. Kicks it to half forward. Hilberg, this time he gets his hands on it. He's matched up with DeSirio. That's going to be one to watch throughout the game. goes into the shallow pocket and going to go bounce out of bounds for a boundary throw in front of Chris Dunn. Zach Vernon is hot early, boys.
Yeah, he is. Well, DeCirio on Hilberg, that's the one. They've gone with the more experienced player there at DeCirio than Cameron that we thought maybe.
Cameron's gone to Josh Hopkins by the looks, deep in the goal square.
Yeah. So we've got a boundary throw in only a couple of metres around from Leongatha's goal. They lead it by 5 points at the moment. Amberg taps it back towards the boundary. McMahon was there. Good shepherd by Collison. Allows McMahon to get a boot to ball in the Hector direction.
Nice release kick on the left.
Takes the mark, Hector.
I said great kick first.
Up back. Chip kick over the top. Found Tim North. Right in front of the Leongatha Brains Trust this afternoon. A big game for both sides. As North kicks down towards his coach's box. And a big spoil goes over for a boundary throw-in. Well, the pressure is hot early, and I think Leongatha are just in front in the pressure acts at the moment, boys.
They are, but again, I'll go back to last week. The Traralgon were a little bit slow out of the gates, so look for them. Willis just belts his 40 metres forward. Hopkins in front of Cameron. Cameron gets the tackle on without the ball. Comes out to Cooper. Cooper to Brown. Gets to the top of the 50. Hilberg 5 metres in front of DeCirio. He's got time to wheel around. Goes into the pocket. Done. 2 on 1. Gathers. Great pressure coming from Dean Pearce. Sees the ball over for a boundary throwing. They realise, Traralgon, that every time the ball's going to go inside 50, that Chrissy Dunn is a very dangerous player. They get 2 back on him.
Great work by the twins down there. Nick Quino, Dean Pearce, looking exactly the same. As we've got another boundary throw in.
So you can forgive Chris Dunn to feel like he's got 2 of the same player.
Exactly. There's one of those in Quino, but his kick is going to be picked off. And it's going to be repelled this time. Davidson is the one for the Parrots. He's outside 50. Everyone puts their hands up and says, I want it. Just kick it on my head. Goes in that direction. Hilton. Going to fly. Couldn't quite mark it. Kick off the ground by Dunn was away. And a minor score. So the Harvey on the computer's Gippsland scoreboard in this first quarter, Paul Carter.
We have Leongatha on 1-1-7. Traralgon are trailing there on behind 1 point. We played 12 minutes first quarter.
I think that was a much better entry there from Leongatha because they put it directly out in front of goal. The last couple of entries they've had, they've put it to the pocket. It just gives you no chance. The ball's run out of bounds the last couple of times in there.
Big kick from Stockdale. Goes outside his 50 but over for a boundary throw-in as a contest to form.
This by Benny Amberg as he flies from the back.
Well, we've seen a couple of those, the big golden fist this afternoon. That was Ben Willis.
Ruckman.
Yep.
The big Bens.
And they'll go at it again here.
Who's going to win this one?
This will be Amberg with the front spot here.
We're sitting on the back.
Amberg gets the front. Taps this one out, does Amberg. One to me, Troy. Goes down towards Hildebrand. Kicks around his body. Lands in the hand of Little.
He's been busy early.
He has for the Maroons. They're on the half-back flank, far side here at Moe. Kicks down towards centre half forward. Looking for Sandy. He had 2 to beat, couldn't mark. Great spot for Matt North. But he put it on his boot. There's no one back there except for Forrest. That's Forrester, sorry. Close to the boundary line they go, Terrell. Keep it inboard. Squeezing handballs out from Sandy there. Hector was in there as well, working hard. Ground level, the Parrots dive in. Bishop has it now. Gets tackled. Good tackle by Sam Forrester and over for another boundary throwing.
Yeah, Forrester was behind the footy there. Both sides are going with a +1. It's Michael Jacobson for Traralgon behind the footy and Sam Forrester behind the footy for Leongatha.
Traralgon don't mind it because they get a quick kick forward, but their midfield and half forwards really work back really hard.
Yep.
As a soccer off the ground, Hopkins again in front. Bowman soccers the ball off the ground, just moving it forward another 10 metres. Trying to kick one around the corner there was Oldham. But it turns the ball over, comes out to DeCirio. Hildebrand goes along to a half-forward flank. And a contest out hard up on the boundary between Sandy and Christopher Boone. Sees the ball out of bounds. For a boundary throw-in, 75, 80 metres around from goal. 6-point margin in favour of the Parrots. 14 minutes gone.
Brad Thomas down at the boundary line for the all-new Land Rover Discovery.
Yeah, mate, not much happening down here. As we all know, Traralgon's rotating off the bench a lot more than Leongatha are. They've probably done about 8 to 9 rotations compared to Leongatha's 4 at the moment, boys. That's about it.
Thanks, Brown. 6-point margin here at the moment in favour of Leongatha at the 14.5-minute mark. The road is big Willis again. 1 each, Troy. That there was Swampy Marsh putting North under pressure. That Matt North has a free kick.
Too high on Willis, against Willis, sorry. As North's going to set this, put it to the hot spot. Chips it into the dangerous spot. And going unmarked was Jackson McMahon. Takes an easy mark inside 50, almost unforgivable that for Leongatha to allow that to happen.
It was nearly like they were waiting for the forwards to get to that spot and never really got there. So the Leongatha defenders went, well, that's not the drop zone. And
Exactly right.
I'm going to let this guy mark it.
Wasn't supposed to go there.
No.
As McMahon lines up, will kick from about 40, almost directly in front. Ball on its way. Has it got the legs?
Got the
It
legs.
was touched, but touched over the line, and that's a goal for the Maroons. Jackson McMahon squares the ledger for Traralgon. We spoke before the game, boys, about Jackson McMahon, his pace and going forward, and that's exactly what he did there. He just crept forward. There was a one-on-one in front of him, but it just got over the head. It was a beautiful kick into the forward 50 to a dangerous position, and Jackson McMahon's just cleaned up from that.
And at the 15-minute mark of the first quarter on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland score, with both teams standing at 1-1-7.
Christopher Boone just went off the bench and he went to the trouble and went, whoops, wrong way.
So in the middle of the ground, there's another free kick as Brown was about to unload. And what about the advantage? So Marriott now has it, he kicks out wide, over the head and just in the hands of Sinclair. Handballs quickly to Bowman, gets around on that left foot, drives it, top of the square it goes, getting the sit back there is done. One grab, not enough of it, said the umpire. Working out at ground level to Serio, handballs over the top, Quino, he's under pressure. Now Bowman gets a chance, left foot shot, well there it is, straight through the middle. Great pressure, Luke Bowman a goal for the Parrots.
And it started from the centre bounce. They're going to be absolutely vital today because once they get it in, both sides are really good at locking the ball in their forward 50. And who was it? It was a Bowman out of the middle. Yep. Got it forward. He followed up his own work. There was some good pressure there from Traralgon, but they just steadied the ship and Bowman finished off really well.
And over 1 minute for Leongatha to get that lead back. They lead by 6 points on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. They're 2-1-13. Traralgon at 1-1-7.
It's a good rundown tackle by Kyle Cooper coming out of the defensive 50 as Traralgon were trying to relieve pressure and turnover sees Bowman kick the goal.
Yes, tapped it over the back, but it was picked off by Nagel. With a cross half back there is Sinclair, who marks on his chest. His kick just missing the target again. Another good tackle by Cooper. That falls back in the hands of Sinclair. Threw it out to Marriott, and he gets a handball further afield backwards to his teammate. Quick kick by Forrester. Ball down, settle in. Trying to crash through there was Bishop. Chain of handballs. North was one of them. And picking it off across half back is Brown, who's been very busy. Kick just sort of holds up in the breeze. And reading that nicely there is Bishop. He's been, sorry, that's not Bishop. That looks to be White.
Darren White marks on the half-back flank. Likes to go long down the line, but it's all Leongatha and marking unopposed was Hayden Brown.
Carried a bit more that way then, didn't it?
It did, and it held up the other way.
So Brad Thomas wants to go with the wind down there.
If you look at your
Dangerous kick inside, when it comes off the Leongatha. I'm just going to talk over him. Stone gets the ball inside 50. Over the back of Name, gathers, puts the ball on the boot and dribbles it through. That's Leongatha's third. Gets him out to a 12-point lead. Great kick through the middle of the ground. Took a chance, Hayden Brown, and it paid off in spades.
Exactly right there, mate. Yeah, it's a beautiful kick back inboard. It was probably a 50-metre bullet-like pass straight back inboard. They're the dangerous kicks, but maximum risk, maximum reward there for Leongatha. They get it forward, and it was basically a one-on-one in their forward 50, and it was a great finish.
2 goals in 2 minutes takes Leongatha to a 12-point lead on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. They are 3-1-19. Traralgon 1-1-7. We've played 18 minutes to the first quarter.
Springer, can you just clarify the wind conditions out there for us?
If you look at the Australian flag, boys, it's definitely still blowing south side end.
All right, everything else blows the other direction.
Australian flag?
Yes. Well, back in the middle they go. They're going to repel this one back in. Are the Parrots in the direction there of Cooper, but picking it off on that occasion this to be Jacobson. Marks it, kicks it out wide towards the wing, missing the target. Out there was Lopez as well.
Hey, Paul, just a centre breaks. I know there's only been 5 centre bounces, but I think, am I right in saying Leongatha's won all of them?
No, 3-2.
3 I'm never right.
Ball comes back into play. Leongatha leading by 12 points at the moment. We've got another boundary throw in.
So it's been Bowman and Brown that are leading the way for the Parrots. You still got Tommy Marriott as well, and the other one's just escaped.
I'll quickly qualify that. The last 2 have been gotten out of the centre by Traralgon, but Leongatha have repelled.
Yeah.
Very good points there, Paul.
I was right.
Coil there for the Parrots, just sliding down to ground level. Picking up there was Bowman, a quick kick out wide. Scaling the big ruckman, lumbers after it, and the boundary line's going to beat him and Jacobson. And again, a fair bit of play on that far side here at Moe. Of course, big second semi-final day today. It is Leongatha and Traralgon in the first quarter, and 20-minute mark sees Leongatha leading by 12 points.
Ball on the outer wing, Amberg over the top, knocks it forward to advantage of Collison. He's tackled straight away, working hard underneath the pack, looks to be Bishop. Ball spills out, goes to Hector, handballs on to that man in white. White goes to the top of the 50, working to the front of the pack, putting his body on the line. There was Chalmers, comes to ground, falls out to Marsh puts it to the hot spot. Again, the Parrots work back nicely, and Baboon marks and switches a play to Forrester. Forrester has to gather it off the deck, goes with one hand, fumbles, pressure comes, has a fresh airing, goes to Lee Stockdale, runs to 45, puts on the boot, working it back, and hits the post.
He'd want his time again, wouldn't he?
You're talking about Forrester there, mate? Yeah, absolutely. First it was the fumble, then it was a fresh airing. And he breathed a big sigh of relief as that ball cannoned into the left upright.
11-point lead to Leongatha on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. 3-1-19. Traralgon 1-2-8.
Maskell kicked it to Baboon, who still in his defensive back pocket is Chris Baboon. Kicks it close to the lines, coming back in. Skelling causes the contest to goes over for a boundary throw in.
It's really interesting to see how both teams are playing with their +1. Leongatha have got Forrester, but he's playing really deep, whereas Traralgon, on the other hand, Michael Jacobson playing right up and attacking around the football.
Benji's just actually come off board, looks a bit hurt. I'll keep an eye on him.
Back into this side after a slight injury last week. Interesting development there as a quick handball from Marriott goes back to Brown, kicks towards the wing. Collison's too strong for Cooper. Mark's on centre wing. Collison snaps early for Mark.
His fourth possession.
Is he going to put himself behind the ball at a half-back flank? But he wasn't in that stoppage.
No, true. Kicks towards half forward. Couldn't quite mark it there, was low press. Ground level working hard there as Forrester. Trying to slap it through. Good squeezing the handle out there was Little. Working hard at ground level. Tim North tapped it out. Cameron handballs now to Hector. He squeezes one back to Little. He's under pressure though. Brown comes in. Now it's for Bishop. Good nearly pick up. Handballs to Hector again. Got crunched by Bowman close to the line. And over.
Great meters game there by Traralgon, wasn't it?
So we've got our work cut out for us over here because Chalmers and Forrester look very similar, as do Quino and Dean Pearce for Traralgon. So we'll probably be calling the wrong name every now and then.
Apologise to their families. Quick squeezing handball there from Matt North. Working hard there was Collison again. Head over the football. Nearly a free kick for Stone. The umpire said play on. Again working hard Chalmers. And not crashing his way out of that pack there was Ben Chalmers. So we're going to ball up right on the attacking 50 for the Maroons. But they do trail early in this first quarter. 11 points. Big tap out, comes in the hands of North. That's Tim. Quick one to Lee Stockdale. His boot goes into forward 50. Trying to rush it through there was Lopez. At ground level, Little tried to work hard. Squeezing handballs, pressure's on. Forrester's back there as well for the Parrots. Bodies fly everywhere. There's a free kick to sloppy Marsh.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, just a sloppy free kick, just run into it with his hip.
So Tate Marsh is the recipient of that free kick. He's on a tight angle, and the breeze would be coming directly into his face. Springer at ground level.
Yeah, mate.
Thank you. This will be tough for Marsh. He's going to look to do the banana. Hard up on the boundary line. 4 and 20 goal Beckett. Didn't come off.
Hit it skinny.
Scoreboard here this afternoon in the first quarter. Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard, the best price and the best range guaranteed.
We have a mirror image. 3-1 Leongatha, 1-3 Traralgon. We've played almost 24 minutes.
Again, a dangerous kick inside the corridor. Comes off again. Davison goes wide. Grenades just come on. Strong in front. Jackson McMahon takes an intercept mark under pressure on true centre wing.
That was a ripper mark.
Oh, it was fantastic. Courage goes out to a 2-on-1. Flying from the back was Baboon.
And
Maskell, sorry. Should have given away a free kick. Working the ball there was Ben Chalmers, but carries the ball over the line as he was about to put boot to ball.
We're going to job for Brad Thomas at half time. Springer, you go to Chalmers or Forrester and cut off their man bun. Just one of them.
Tell one of them.
Just right, that's right. Just one of them. Does not matter.
Boundary throw in, half forward flank for the Maroons. Amberg works the ball to the front. Great contest. Stockdale sneaks a little handball out. That one too high. Was that a behind the play one? Or as Hayden Brown's letting Lee Stockdale No, he wasn't too happy. One.
Just as he got rid of the ball, it was Troy.
Still on the half-forward flank. He's going to put the ball inside 50. Just checks his kick at the last minute. Falls on the top of Collison. Pressure comes from behind. Socket off the ground by Coyle. Comes off and goes to McGrath. That could be 50 now against Little. McGrath goes wide to the near side. Brown. Oh, that is just a bit silly there by Hayden Brown. And he's reversed it.
They were into it earlier, boys.
Yeah, it was, and this could get a little bit going on.
Keep an eye on that one as Brown receives a reversal free kick, goes inside the corridor. He has Maskell unmarked, plays on quickly, inside 50. 2-on-1 down there. Chrissy Dunn works back. Bubbles and the umpire's called a free kick off the ball, and Hilberg is going to be the recipient. And we'll go back on a 45-degree angle, 30 metres out.
Hilberg's run then, I don't know if you saw it, he presented to the option here on the near side on the half-forward flank. The ball got switched to the far side. He just took off the afterburners and ended up getting on the end of this on the fat side and has a shot on goal. So his reward will be a goal. He absolutely loves it, does Aaron Hilberg. And that is reward for effort. A great leader from centre half forward, Aaron Hilberg.
Yeah, it really was there, Scarden. It all come about again. He's done it twice now, Hayden Brown. He had the ball on the half-back flank. He just switched the foot in it. They're bullet-like passes through the middle parts of the ground. It just opens it up, the forwards. And it was just the forward line's just open, so they've got their chance to go in there and score. They haven't had much to play the last probably 5 or 10 minutes playing Leongatha, but they've got the goal on the board.
The Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Leongatha lead by 16 points, 4-1-25 to Traralgon 139. And how expensive was that reversal from the free kick?
Well, it's going to get a little bit niggly. We know both these sides don't like each other. Hamburg kicked it off the ground. That's enough forward. That is a free kick.
Have a shot.
The rains are coming too, boys. The
rains are coming. Stay out amongst the elements, Springer. Marge. Jay Nagel.
Quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. First quarter action from Mid-Gippsland Grand Final season. Moving north 1-4-10. Dinard 1 behind.
Nagel will have to kick this about 65 metres, which means he'll go through post high. He's in the centre square and he unloads from 60. It's going. The wind's got it though. Just push it to the near side. Contest still in play. Lee Stockdale there.
It's a scoop little
from Lopez.
handball / throw.
So Bowman, the strong midfielder from the Parrots. He's had a wonderful season so far, but it's all about finals campaigns for these boys as he kicks it towards his defensive lefty, big boy Willis.
Speaking of Parrots, a shout out to Scott Chip and McCafferty. He'll know what I'm talking about.
There's big plus. Welcome to the shout-out club this afternoon here on TRFM as Willis, from his defensive 50, goes high towards the wing. Hilberg's going to fly. Good play, Mark. Pierce is the one. And take your strong against quality opposition. Right at short time siren. 27 minutes, the first quarter went, and Leongatha lead at 4-1. 25 leading Traralgon 139. It's a 16-point margin in favour of the Parrots in this second semi-final. And we do it for all new D-Max or MUX. That's the Ozu.
Sides really seem to be able to score really easily. They used to footy through the midfield. It's still an interesting game through the midfield.
Well, Traralgon are used to being challenged and grinding out wins. Let's see what sort of response they have in the second quarter. No one can get the hands away. Bowman works hard in there with Hildebrand. Paul Carter, key stat winners early in that first quarter.
Hayden Brown, 10 kicks and 1 handball, 11 disposals. Luke Bowman, 7 for Leongatha.
So Willis tapped it over the top. Good little tap there from Marriott to the run of Vernon. He took on the tackler. He came and gave it across now to Hopkins. Hopkins delivers to his forward G'day, but strong mark.
He's little free kick.
Well, the free kick against Darren White, and it's going back to Ganane. So it'll be the big fella John Ganane who will have a shot. He's got one this afternoon already. He's been a good forward for him. He's strong. And there was a free kick there. We had a bad sort of angle at it, I guess.
Well, I think he made it look a bit worse than what it was. I would have called it a mark myself.
Yeah. So Ganane on a slight angle, only 35 metres out from goal, to extend this margin to a game high of 22 points, and it goes straight through the middle. That's his second, John Ganane.
Yeah, it was another. It all started again from the centre bounce, and I know it was a restart, but they just had some run out of there. It was a really clever tap then from Tom Marriott over the top, which released Hopkins, and it might have been a bit of a lucky free kick there in the end, but they got it in there with some pace, and The kick wasn't perfect, but at least they got it in there and gave their forwards an opportunity one-on-one.
Just past the 1 minute mark of the second quarter, and on the Carpet Country scoreboard we have Leongatha 5-1-31, leading by 22 points. Traralgon 1-3-9.
Big moments brought to you by Monticello's Jim Beam and Cola. 6 packs, just $20 each. The Maroons need to find something. They're being beaten in most of the key stats at the moment. Contested footy is important for this Leongatha side. Willis got up, tapped it back, Bowman, quick kick, goes high. It's all Traralgon though, sitting underneath it. Jacobson.
Well done, Midge.
Held his ground as Dunn was closing down, and he's had a tough afternoon. So he handballs off to his mate in Stockdale, that's Michael, kicks it out wide. No one can mark out there. It was Matt North trying to mark. Amberg chased after that one and hit it towards the boundary line.
There was some great courage there from Jacobson, but that's what you want Dunn to do, isn't it? It was within the rules. He just gave him some really hard body pressure, make him earn his kicks. It was some good pressure there from Dunny.
Certainly was. Boundary throw-in. 2.5 minutes in, Traralgon already got the first goal on the board in this second quarter. Leongatha it is, thank you. Springer up the ball, 22 points. Quick handballs, that was Collison, gave it to Michael Stockdale around his body, but under pressure goes out of bounds on the full.
The one Springer's watching the game. We'll quickly go around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland, North Gippsland, Action, South City 5-4-34, leading Hayfield 2-1-13. It's moving North 16 to Yonah 2, just the start of the second quarter.
Kick goes inside their forward 50, Hopkins is back there, squeezes a handball out, looks to be out there going in the way of it was Stone. And we've got a boundary throw in. On the far side, we're inside. Leongatha's attacking 50 though. And the centre half forward in Hilberg will take this one up against the ruckman of Amberg. Amberg wins it. And he got held.
Got the ball.
He's going to weight of Amberg in that ruck contest.
Yes.
Goes backwards to Collison. Kicks it high out wide, looking to North. Big spoil by big boy Willis. Hildebrand squeezed a handball to Lopez, who gave it to Matt North. Now he kicks towards Nagel. 75 metres out, make it 100 metres out from goal. He won't make the distance. Kicks it high. McMahon's going to fly. Doesn't get up, he spoils in the end. Ball comes to ground. Tim North gets pushed in the back. Kick up the ground by Matt North. Jackson Hall's there. Now Jackson McMahon in his gathers. Kicks it backwards to no one really. Trying to get Nagel to come through. Now he cleans up his own player. Maskell handball across to Marriott. Sold some candy. Runs to his defensive 50 and slams it out to Hopkins and Cameron.
Cameron works back nicely, but keeping his feet there is Hopkins. Runs to 55, puts it to the top of the square. Working back is Hilberg, but the kick is off target from Josh Hopkins and goes out of bounds. The kick, another 10 metres to the left in front of Hilberg, and that was a certain goal for the Parrots.
They were on, weren't they?
Just shows another instance of how quick Leongatha can get the ball from their back half into their forward 50. They're deep inside 50 in probably 20 seconds if that.
Thought maybe Jackson McMahon might have taken a little bit more of the selfish option, just tried to snap a nice goal there.
Yeah.
But he tried to do the unselfish option and pass it off to his teammate, and it didn't quite come off.
And the composure from Marriott coming out of the back half was important as well, wasn't it? So we've got another boundary throw in. We're inside the Leongatha forward 50 at the moment, and it's been, Leongatha so far 5-1-31, Traralgon 1-3-9. They need to get a wriggle on as a quick kick goes high. That was from Cooper. No one's going to mark this one. Lands, bounce awkwardly as this oval ball of ours does. And Forrester was tackled quickly and another ball up directly in front, 30 metres out.
This where you'd like to see a ruckman just try and knock it clear of the stoppage. I'm talking about a Leongatha ruckman. Over the back of him, great tap down to Collison, relieves a bit of pressure. Looking for his teammate on the outer half back flank, in the big running Dylan Lopez, and it goes out of bounds in front of him. Boundary throw in on the outer wing here at Ted Summerton. Sun's out. We have a 22-point margin in favour of Leongatha. Amberg knocks the ball forward, comes to Hector, gathers at the second attempt, tackled straight away, managed to squeeze a handball out. Great smother there by the Parrots, sees the ball locked up on the wing still. And we'll have the ball up just inside the boundary as players just reset.
Both sides have got a +1 again, the same as the first quarter, just one behind the footy.
Traralgon side of the ball a little bit more open than Leongatha's as Collison is tackled without the ball. Umpire calls play on, and a fend-off free kick against Bowman's going in the way of Amberg. As he just got Amberg a bit high as he tried to fend off, so Amberg wheels around. Goes to the half-forward flank, working back as Willis. It falls short of him. Collison working hard at the feet of the big ruckman, squeezes the ball out, but not in time as the umpire calls for a ball up half forward flank of the ground in favour of Traralgon. You're right there, Springer?
Yes. It's been a big afternoon for Brad. I'm just choking on my hot chips.
From this stoppage, comes out towards Hildebrand, gets a handle out to Collison, who just bumbled it. Allowed Bowman to come in, he puts a nice couple of tackles on. Leongatha give it up though. Quick handball comes back from White, looking for teammates. McMahon was one of them. Picked off though by Brown. His kick goes to true centre half forward at the feet of Hildebrand. Good tackle by Hughes. Football comes out and the tackle play on to the umpire. And your mate Hector gets a free kick, but the advantage was paid to DeCerio out in front of Nagel. Takes a mark in front of Cade Maskell. Nagel just chips this one, 40 metres down the line. And found Matt North. No 50, said the umpire. North goes in the direction of Sandy. Up he goes, chest mark, couldn't quite mark. McMahon was there over the shoulder from Sinclair. And McMahon will have the free kick as Sandy didn't like it either. And don't be careful down there, Geordie. You might give that one a reversal.
I like how Jackson McMahon played that. He just stayed lower for a little bit longer. Invited that pressure come from the front. Didn't duck his head into it, just stayed lower.
But unlike Joel Selwood, how he ducks. Is that what you're saying?
They're going back to Geelong Richmond again then?
No. Just comparisons in the AFL, boys. As McMahon comes in from 45, hard up on the boundary line, pushes it across. No one can mark, and they know. Over. Touch, boundary throw in.
Pretty damning there by Darryl.
Yeah,
about Selwood.
Yep. Straight to it.
Oh, don't worry about me being damning. It's just what you see on tape. Boundary throwing as the umpire just holds himself and goes again. Ball back into play. Willis taps it down. Falls down there this time to Chalmers. Gets a handball out to Marriott. His kick goes high out wide looking for Skelling. But Amberg just pushed him out the way. Couldn't mark though. And in the end it was out of bounds on the full. So no one really had to go for that one in the air anyway.
Oh, the boundary umpire got the wrong way.
So Amberg has it. Half forward flank now for the Maroons. Kick is shallow towards the boundary again. Big spoil over there from Baboon. And another boundary throwing. 9 minutes.
Is this Leongatha guarding the centre corridor? Or like Traralgon's entry? Yeah, all their entries have been really wide. In wet conditions, if it's going to skid on, you probably want it 25 out in front of goal.
They have looked dangerous, have the Maroons, when the ball is in that corridor.
Yeah.
So maybe a message goes out to get in the corridor. This ball goes up and under, still inside Traralgon's 50. Collison can't find the handle. Goes again, overruns it. The ball is not travelling anywhere, much more than a metre circle. Outside the metre circle. Where was that called from? Off the centre of the ground?
Yeah, off holding the man for Marriott.
So Marriott wins a free kick on his half-back flank. And very composed they are, waiting for something to unfold. He takes on Hector and wins. So he's going to go long now, get over the back. Looking for Hilberg, cutting the ball off nicely. Dean Pearce sees the ball out for boundary throw-in on the Leongatha side of centre wing. We've just ticking over 10 minutes into this second term, and we still see a 22-point margin in favour of Leongatha. Amberg works to the front to North, handballs to Marsh. His ball on the outside of the boot goes up and under. Setting himself there was Sinclair. Comes down to Traralgon opponent Hector, hurries his kick forward. Good start. To ground there was Baboon. Has enough composure to feed a handball out, but pressure comes from the Maroons. And we'll have another ball up. You call it, Scuzz, a lot of stoppages in these conditions, and Traralgon just trying to just take the sting out of the game a little bit.
Yeah, and if they get a quick kick, there's 2 or 3 Leongatha players set behind the footy, and they're just sweeping everything up that goes into Traralgon's forward 50.
Well, it's a big moment for the game for Traralgon, of course, all thanks to Monticello's, the Corona Extras. $46 a case, or 2 for 86. They've only had 1 for 3 so far, and we've travelled a quarter and 10 minutes are done. Obviously the winner goes into the grand final. On the ground level was Marriott. Handballs out there to Dunn, who got it further afield. The run from half back, this time looks to be Stone. Kick goes high up in towards half forward. Couldn't quite mark it, there was Hopkins. Good spoil, quick kick, goes inside from Skelling. Close to the boundary line, but stays in the field of play, then triples over. But it's inside Leongatha's forward 50. They like to get goals from stoppages inside there, do they, Scuzz?
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, speaking of big jobs for Bailey Cameron, has to take the resting Ben Willis down there in the forward line.
Three of them in him, I reckon.
There's a big job. Willis takes the ruck duties, hits it straight down. Collison was there as well as Cameron. And Collison handballed over the top. North gave it back to Hall. His kick goes outside 50. Good spoil out there from Marriott. Oh, crunching his way through there. Looked to be Lopez. Calls the contest. Football in dispute. Coyle has it, puts it on the boot. Inside 50, the run, half back. Collison now drives it outside, but it's all Leongatha. And
to a 2-on-1.
Vervoordinger, 3-on-1, yeah. Squares it outside to Sinclair. Took on the tackler in Stockdale, got it towards Maskell, middle of the ground. Kick goes high. Willis is going to set himself in the front. Hands, one grab. Good spoil by the Traralgon defenders. Quick kick from Davidson, goes inside to Serio though.
Yeah, one player either side, he's found to Serio, smack bang in the middle. Takes an uncontested mark and will leave pressure for the Maroons. Gets called to play on. Goes to his half-back flank. Kick misses a target. Goes straight to Skelly. So just controlling the tempo are the Parrots as Traralgon look to take control a little bit in the last 5 minutes. Scully goes wide looking for the leading Hilberg and he can't keep it in play. Goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Just off that last forward entry that Leongatha had, it was Willis. All he had to do was make a contest. They were probably a little bit unlucky that the ball went either side, but it gave them a chance at a shot on goal. Just from going direct, getting crummers at the feet.
Margin 22 points in favour of Leongatha. 12-minute mark of the second quarter. They go forward again. Quick kick goes from Holden in front of Hopkins. Takes a nice mark. Hard up on the boundary line, right where the 50 meets the boundary line.
I love the work of Ganane. Just come straight off the interchange bench and ran straight through that contest. Hit it at pace. Fed a handball out to Holden who found Hopkins.
48 metres, puts it on its way, it's going across the goals, stays in, done, smothered. Quick kick there, was trying to kick it out, now the Maroons, they just slap it on the boot, and it's going to come off, is it? No, drop mark by White, goes again, does Hopkins, good tackle by Little. Umpire said no opportunity, will ball up inside this forward 50.
Good pressure from both sides there, it's a bit of a scrambly affair. Willis and Amberg, give this one to Willis, to Holden. Holden can't find Brown. Knock off the ground by Cameron. Into the path of Desirio. He's tackled straight away. Come off the boot of Michael Stockdale that goes out for a boundary throw-in. Still inside Leongatha's forward 50. 13 3/4 minutes gone. And again, still a 22-point margin from the John Ganane goal in the first minute. Knock over into the corridor. Dangerous position for the Parrots. Desirio back there. Puts his head under the ball. Tackled by Dunn. Doesn't have the footy. No free kick, says the umpire. And a ball up directly in front of goal for Leongatha, 20 metres out. Putting the pressure on Leongatha.
5-1-31 Leongatha, Traralgon to 1-3-9. Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland.
Willis takes down the mark, puts it on the boot, and it goes through the goal. No, the umpire's called touched off the boot. It did go through the goals, but touched off the boot from
Should that be a free
Willis.
kick to Traralgon for grabbing out of the ruck and getting tackled?
No, he's got possession, got a possession away.
Right, okay.
He had a fresh area, it certainly would have been a free kick.
Or took any longer than what he did.
Yep.
You're right, though, Springer.
Collison plays onto himself, kicks it out wide to Hall, to Cameron, couldn't mark it, out there is Marsh. Can run and carry, now he kicks it out towards the wing. He's got a bit of space, but just missing the target out there was Tate Marsh, and I think it was Hector, was it?
Yep, looked to be running onto that.
Had a bit of room in front of him, he just had it delivered to him a little bit better.
But again, the kick that would have, if that had come off to Hector, was going to be a 3-on-2 in favour of Leongatha inside Traralgon's forward 50.
So the boundary throw on the wing, great work from the stoppage. Vernon gave it to McGrath, kicks inside forward 50. It's all Traralgon back here, and that one is Leongatha. Gave it back to Ganane, who does a check side, bouncing in the goal square, and it goes through. Josh Hopkins had 4 to beat. Well, the bounce landed in his hands, but John Ganane put it through, and he's got 3, the big fella.
Yeah, it was what it was just unlucky then. It was Desirio. He just tried to put a block on Hopkins, but he blocked him straight into the path where the ball was going. A nice clean pick up. The cleanness of Hopkins and the cleanness of Dunn in their forward 50, it's just been really hard to stop from Traralgon.
And on the Carver Country scoreboard, we now have a 29-point lead in Leongatha's favour. That's 62-38. Leading Traralgon, who are still on their quarter-time score of 1-3-9, and we've played 16 minutes.
Back in the middle they go. Amberg this time taps it up. Working hard at ground level, Bowman squeezes the handball. Vernon's going to go for this one. Coming off the line there was Hall. It's all the Parrots. Quick kick by Cooper. Goes inside. Ganane again. Play on, set the umpire. Surely had enough of that one. No mark was paid.
Should have been a mark.
We've got a ball up 30 metres out directly in front. John Ganames.
He looks good.
He certainly looks lively. Willis goes up. Amberg taps it out though. Out there was Jason. Strong work there by McGrath. Football out towards Marsh direction. Handballs to no one in particular. Brown was there for the Parrots. Tries to squeeze another handball out. Good pressure from the Maroons. Cameron dives in. Leaves the footy behind. Another strong tackle. Play on to the umpire. Collison's out the back. Quick kick. Going away though. Out of bounds on the full.
We like the way Midgie Jacobson attacks it, but geez, he's copped another big knock there from Paddy McGrath. Free kick in favour of Leongatha comes inside just inside the boundary marked by Stone. 80 metres out from goal. We'd like to see this one go to the corridor. Does just that. Players work to the front. Big fist over the back from Pearce. Contest at ground level. And umpires pulled a free kick out of that. Didn't really see what that one was. He's signalling too high. It's going to go in favour of Luke Bowman. He's going to line up for goal on the outer half-forward flank. 45 metres out, 40 metres out. Decent angle.
Pat McGrath's on his own.
That's the free kick. Free kick count this quarter. 3 to Leongatha, 5 to Traralgon, but the early ones all went Traralgon's way.
So Bowman on the far side of the ground, starts it to the right. Does it got the distance? No, I don't think it does.
He's just plucked on from about 3 deep.
Strong mark on the last line of defence for the Maroons. Are under enormous pressure at the moment. Leongatha 6-2-38, Traralgon 1-3-9. 29 points at the moment. Amberg direction, Hector does well. So does McMahon. Gave to Hall. His kick goes towards the wing. One-on-one contest. Going back there was Little. Also now he's got 2 to beat. Well played. Forrester and Little. Connor Little does it very well. Causes a stoppage, another boundary throwing.
They've been very good. Even though Traralgon bring the ball outside the defensive 50, Leongatha are good at putting pressure on, not allowing Leongatha to find targets. As Sculling knocks the ball forward, working back there is Michael Stockdale. Taps it in front of Amberg, but Amberg have come in for a shepherd, miss it completely. And we'll have the boundary throwing.
Gee, they're tough conditions out there, boys. You just, as they come close to us here, you can see the water, the mud, not so much mud, but just it's the water on their shorts, Scott. Yeah, there's lots of water lying around on this Murray ground, of course. Heavy rain overnight.
All week.
All week. And this ground will be, of course, the location of the grand final in a couple of weeks. We hope it recovers very well.
Sculling and Amberg. Good Amberg down to Collison. Collison tackled straight away by Bowman, and as the ball spills out, the umpire's blown the whistle.
Bowman just gave himself a little bit of a hand up by Collison's back. Again, the ruckman going at Collison, working hard again, and guess what? Bowman's right on him. This time tried to steal the football away.
Collison's working extremely hard, isn't he, boys? He's not getting a lot of possessions, but he's putting his body in the right positions.
And now Collison thought he'd return the favour to Bowman.
There he is again.
Collison, great work in the clinches. Gave it to North, drives the left foot into it, goes towards half forward. Surely a free kick off the ball. I don't know which way it's going to go. Traralgon's way.
Sandy's going to have the ball, top of the 50, goes long to the square. Shepherding through by Little, getting back nicely there was Sam Forrester to knock this ball through right on the goal line. As that would have been a much needed goal for the Maroons.
Quick kick in, goes towards the 50, Paul Cutter.
And on the country scoreboard, it's a 28-point lead to Leongatha at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. Leongatha 6-2-38, Traralgon 1-4-10.
Quick around the ground thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland. Fought back in the second quarter, 4-6-30, leading Murby North 2-4-16. Actually, Murby North just kicked the goal, half-time, 30-24 in favour of Yunnar.
Of course, the big grand final there in mid-Gippsland football. We'll get all the scores for you at half-time, where 20 minutes into this second quarter, Tim North at ground level, squeezed a handball out. Kicking it off the ground there was Sinclair. And again, another boundary throw-in. There's lots of numbers around these footballs, and we have stoppage after stoppage.
What's the centre breaks, or just the breaks?
Clearances? Clearances, 7-6, Leongatha's way this quarter.
Pretty even. Scully got up, hit it straight towards the boundary line.
But it's a battle between the ruckman. Ben Andrews has 13 hit-outs this quarter to Ben Willis's 10, so
that's more of an indication of how many stoppages.
Yeah, there is a lot of stoppages. I think that Leongatha, when they get their clearance, theirs are a lot more cleaner. They get to run away from the contest and hit up someone up the ground.
Marriott squeezed a handball backwards there to Stone, who had a quick kick down the line, didn't quite keep it into play. And another out of bounds on the full, on the far side here at Moe.
I reckon you're spot on, Scuzz. As Leongatha are able to work the ball out from that sort of inner 1 or 2 metre area, once they get outside that circle, they are very good. They link up very well and are very hard to stop. Makes them dangerous going inside 50. There's Quino. It's going to go backwards to DeCirio. They've got the switch on. It's going to be dangerous. Nice kick by DeCirio. Finds Pearce. Handballs quickly to White. White goes down the line. Bailey Cameron keeps his feet nicely. Handballs up to Hector. Running through the half-back flank. Goes down the line. Lepraise tries to work his player in West away under the ball. Goes back and gets it. Pressure comes. Nagel taps it out to North. North tackled straight away. Shrugs off that tackle. But he's wrapped up in the second tackle by Coyle. And the free kick goes away of the Parrot. Kicks it inside. This is what they've done really well. Dunn's going to go over the top. Looking for Marriott. Marriott's got the player outside him for Boone. Doesn't use him. Goes inside himself. Reading the plays Quino. Gets cleaned up by his teammate. Stockdale there to help out. As is North. Handballs out to Hildebrand. Links up nicely with Stockdale. He's going to go back in the corridor. Finds North. North to McMahon. Doesn't see Willis. Willis buries him. But he's got the ball to boot. Comes over to Maskell. Maskell goes over the top. Tries to find Cooper. And Cooper gives away a free kick.
He's hurt McMahon, isn't he?
Willis was a big hit though.
It was a big hit, but he's up and about. Is Jackson McMahon. Free kick going the way of Hildebrand. Goes wider to Stockdale. And Stockdale is held up. Just trying to slow up play. Goes back inside. Half-back flank to DeCirio. He's got a player out wide in Quino. Working back there, he's done. Gets a fist on it, but still in favour of Quino. Can't gather. Dunn puts pressure on. Quino sockers it up the ground. Working back there is Ganane. Puts his head over the ball, as does Marriott. Scoops it up. Handballs over the top to Dunn. Taps it backwards to Marriott. Smart play. Chips it over the top. Reading the play nicely. DeCirio is going to take a relieving mark for the Maroons.
They should switch this one Maroons, but just taking their time now. DeCirio to wobbly kick goes high. It might come off though. North was there. Working back there was Cameron Stone. Ducked his head, took on the tackler. He could be in a bit of trouble now. The umpire said no, we'll ball it up.
Was that a drop torpedo punch? It looked like it, didn't it? It was half a tall.
It was ugly. That's what it was.
24 minutes gone in this second term. 28-point margin in favour of the Parrots. As from that contest gets knocked forward and goes out of bounds for a boundary throwing.
The boys might be working hard at ground level. Well, I think we might drop 10 kilos in this sauna this afternoon here.
I'll swap spots with you, mate.
Any time. Ball comes back into play. Willis over the back. No one really got it. McGrath squeezed the handball to Willis. His kick falls in the hands of Ganane. He's having a good game. He's on the wing for the Sale Greyhounds this afternoon. That should be 50. As Amberg just strolls past him in that protected zone. Who cares about that rule now? Kick goes inside forward 50. No one can mark it, bobbles around a little bit. Good work by North to grow. That was 10. This is McMahon, he's got to go again. Just hesitated a moment. Amberg goes hard. McMahon. And Willis has got him twice in this quarter. Football though. Still there. Serio handballs across to Stockdale. Kicks out wide to Nagel, who marks on his chest. He can chip it over the top to McMahon. Look at him, the tough carry.
It's okay, Jacko, he's in the middle, you're alright.
He does not care, just don't kick it to him. He does not care who comes near him, Jackson McMahon. He is a warrior, kicks down the line towards Collison. Coming out in the front there was Matt North, who couldn't mark, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. 25 minutes gone, second quarter action here at Moe's, second semi-final, and it's a 28-point margin.
I'll tell you the funny thing about that. It looked like Ben Willis was going to get cleaned up and Jackson McMahon flew off him.
Ball back into play. Working hard there down at ground level. Quick handball out from Forrester. Again, Bowman goes off. Good candy. Again, kicks the barrel. It goes 45 metres, not quite onto it. Pearce works hard at ground level, so does White. Took on the tackler and done. The umpire said no opportunity.
Great pressure work again from the Parrots just to lock the play up, not allowing the Maroons any free running ball movement. Willis shoves Amberg out of the way. Bishop tries to get from the back. Going in with the knees there was done. McMahon knocks it forward. North there, puts his head over the ball. Bowman works him up and manages to keep it in. Gives a fend off that leaves the ball behind. And the umpire has paid holding the ball against Bowman in favour of Jackson McMahon. He's just shrugged off those two big bumps.
Probably could have got a free kick, Jackson McMahon, couldn't
He did. He did.
Yep. Now I mentioned about knees done inside there. Watching the netball.
Anyway, the ball on the outer wing, sliding in the back there was Sandy. No free kick in favour of the Parrots. Little puts his head over the ball, working, just trying to work the ball forward, but LaPrace cuts the ball off, wheels around on the right, goes to the top of the 50, it's all Parrots. Hector gets a hand on it. Sinclair, nice work there by Stone. Grabs it in with one hand, handballs it backwards to Alden, and works the ball out the outer wing in front of a couple of contest out there, and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. 27-minute mark of the second quarter, 28-minute mark.
John Gannane's got 3 goals for the Parrots so far, as they lead it by 28 points late in this second quarter. 4 and 20 goals of the day this afternoon. He's got 3 of them. Aussie slang packs now in store at 4 and 20. As we've got another boundary throw in, and we've had a few of those this afternoon as the breeze springer at ground level for the Traralgon flagon.
It's quite swirly down here, boys. The Australian flag's still going toward the south side. We've looked at the trees on the left and it's gone the complete opposite way.
Smoke and mirrors over here in Maui. Who knows which way the wind's going. Cooper works hard at ground level back on the ground. The grass kick was smothered close to the boundary line again as over it goes.
It's been a while, boys, since we've had a score. Have you got it there, matey?
Well, it was a rush behind it to Traralgon, and that was probably around the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, 15.5-minute mark of this quarter was the last goal to John Ganane, who kicked the first goal of this quarter in the first minute.
Traralgon haven't kicked the goal since the 15-minute mark of the first quarter. They've only got 1 for the day in a half of football as well.
And only 4 inside 50s this quarter to Traralgon.
Yeah, the defence for the Parrots have been very good this afternoon, and I think we spoke about that in our pre-game. As the umpire just lets things go a little bit here late in the second quarter. They'll be out on their feet, squeezing a handball out was Marriott. The kick was smothered, so Marriott has to go again. McMahon handball to Timmy North. This is a better build-up. They don't get one forward. Hector, right foot kick. It's 2 on 1. And going back there is Westaway. The one is Sandy. Westaway's close to the boundary line. I guess a good result for the Maroons in the end.
And it's been the case all quarter, I think, Darryl. Every time Traralgon are able to kick the ball forward towards their forward 50 or just in their forward 50, it's always a 2 on 1 or a 3 on 2 in favour of the Parrots.
Ball comes back into play. Willis has to do a couple of efforts there. So does Amberg though. Left the footy behind. Trying to have a clean pick up. Good work by Stone. He got tackled though. Play on, said the umpire. Amberg was down there working hard. The 2 ruckmen, second and third efforts are just in their nature, isn't it?
You know what I like as well is that the umpires are letting it go like you called. They're not calling any ticky-touch with free kicks that I can see so far in this half.
Willis tapped it over his head. There's one. That should be. That's in the back. Jackson McMahon, he has been on the bottom of everything. He's been belted by everyone. He's been very good for the Maroons, for the Sale Greyhounds this afternoon. As this could be a rare inside 50. McMahon kicks it there. No one's back there. The bird's going to fly. They're at the front square. Lopez was one of those. Marsh is there as well. Squeezes out the back. Around the body. Hildebrand's kick was smothered. Working hard again now. Crown level is Alden. Hildebrand puts a tackle on. Done.
Yeah, and that was Luke Bowman smothered, just diving across the ball there. So he's doing everything at the moment, is Bowman, and it's a team defence attitude for Leongatha, not allowing Traralgon to get any clear ball. So it goes. Well, half time, just gone 30 minutes.
A big half for the Leongatha Parrots. They lead at 6-2, 38, and Traralgon 1-4-10. It's been all Leongatha.
They said stick to 120 minutes. We've had 60 down, 60 more to go, boys.
Well, third quarter is underway. Scully got high, but Amber got his hand on it. Collinson tried to crash his way through in a quick tackle. Around the grounds check, thanks to Harvey Norman's Furniture, Gippsland scores up to date with some big games.
Grand final mid Gippsland action. It's half time. 4-7-31, a leading Movie North 3-6-24.
Collinson just got a free kick in the middle of the ground. Keep going, Troy.
North Gippsland prelim, Sale City 7-6-48, leading Hayfield 5-4-34. East Gippsland grand final action sees Lucknow 7-4-46, leading Lindenau 5-6-36.
Wow, a bit of an upset there perhaps as Collison goes long inside forward 50. In the front spot there was Baboon, who couldn't mark it. Lopez had to put a spoil on. Ground level there, over the shoulder. No, for looked to be Hector. No No free kick though, but a stoppage.
Was the umpire?
Another ball up. Continuing on. As we had a little bit of rain during the half-time break. Traralgon really need to get their skates going this afternoon. And a free kick kicking out off the ground. So Jay Nagel will have a shot at goal. And the distance won't be a problem because he's 50 metres out. So he really needs to go back and put this one through to really ignite something for the Maroons. They've had nothing to celebrate all afternoon. Jackson McMahon has led the way for the Sale Greyhounds, but he hasn't had too many followers.
But they're certainly capable of getting themselves back in the game.
Absolutely.
And this is a big moment thanks to Monticello's.
As Nagel from 45 keeps it low, punches it in, and it gets in. 1 minute and 34 seconds in. That could be the spark the Maroons are looking for.
And they have come out 1-on-1, boys, so there's not anyone behind the footy, which is exactly what they need to do. They're getting killed behind the footy with the +1 from Leongatha. They've just gone 1-on-1. It was a lucky free kick, but it was a good finish there from Nagel.
And on McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 22-point lead to Leongatha. We're 1 minute into the third quarter. We have Leongatha 6-2-38 and Traralgon are now at 2-4-16.
So back in the middle they go. It is 1-on-1 right across the board now. As Amberg and Skelling. Amberg again taps it down. Stockdale was out there as Michael. Quick kick off the ground by McGrath. Got it towards his half-forward line. Jacobson goes back. Closing quickly was Cooper. He got his handball away though, Jacobson. McGrath had to go again. Quick kick got smothered. And another pack forms. And another ball up will occur. Half-forward flank now for this Leongatha side.
It is 1-on-ones, except the centre bouncers. Traralgon dropped their winger behind, but now goes to a traditional wing spot. As the clearance there comes from North, kicks it to his half-forward flank. Coyle takes his eyes off it at the second attempt, comes to ground. We'll have a ball up. We should have a ball up just inside the boundary. And when I say traditional wingers, they're traditional wingers on the same side of the ground.
Yeah.
As the centre circle is on the opposite side, inside the centre square. As Amberg knocks it forward. Sharked off the pack there by Bowman, kicks the ball forward. Hilberg tries to gather at ground level. As it might have been Skelling who got that quick kick, was it, boys? As Collison a bit slow to get up behind play. We'll keep an eye on that one. He's still down in the arms of the trainers. Boundary throwing. Attacking side for Leongatha of centre wing. North, swung around in the tackle, turned it over to McGrath. Kicks it just inside 50. Ganane. Working hard. Oh, contest. Friendly fire. White and Pearce. So it comes to Marriott. Good pressure from Amberg. Marriott has time to get it on the boot. And nails it straight through the middle. As Traralgon worked hard, put their body on the line. Unfortunately, it was two of their players come together. Ball spills out to Marriott, finishes off with a lovely goal.
And the good thing about that from Marriott is he's the one who got that centre break out on the opposite wing. He followed up really well. It was just an unlucky collision there from Traralgon, and Marriott finished really well.
And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, the half-time margin of 28 points has been restored at the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Leongatha 7-2-44, leading Traralgon at 2-4-16.
Well, there's your 4 and 20 goal of the day contender. Thanks to 4 and 20 U Beauty. As they just get one back, Collison handballs across now. Matt North slides down on all fours, got a handball away though. Working back there nicely on that occasion was Stone. He dropped the football. And it's a free kick to the Maroons. Collison seems to be okay after that little heavy knock. And the free kick's going to go in the way of Michael Stockdale. He's inside the centre square. We'll put this ball inside forward 50. It's a bit of a wobbly one. Coyle dropped it though. Over the back, coming through there was Skelling. Crashed his way through. Amberg said, how about holding the ball? When the umpire said no.
Good pressure though from Big Amberg. Locks the ball inside 50 as a ruckman go at it. Nagel taps it over the back. In front there looks to be Forrester. He's tackled straight away.
That's the other one.
It is it? The other one being Ben Chalmers. Nagel and Skelling. Nagel knocks it to the corridor. Lee Stockdale. Stockers off the ground. Sharked off the pack there by Maskell. Hacks it forward. Working back there nicely is Cooper. Kicks it to the half-forward flank. Ganane leading White. Ganane fumbles. White trying to tap it through his legs. Goes to ground. Ganane picks it up. Hacks the ball forward just inside 50. Pearce with a nice fist over the top. Goes back and gets it again. Got to get pressure coming. Drops the ball. Umpire.
Oh, they called holding the man.
Holding the man. Did he have the flick to start with?
He did.
He did.
And just
he was
dropped it.
dropped it. The ball spilled out. The tackler held on in the tackle, and the umpire has called that free kick, and it's going to go in the favour of Dean Pearce. Handball's off to Michael Stockdale. Goes out wide to the wing, working hard, nicely to the front. There was Hector. He had Oldham for company. Falls out to Brown, is it? Chips the ball forward to Cooper. Cooper wheels around, goes inside 50, goes to the corridor, and Pearce again cutting this ball off. Can switch the play out for Traralgon.
Gets it out towards McMahon. He's got Vernon to beat. Good work by Quino. Gave him some support. Kicks towards Timmy North. The mark in the ground. Coyle closed. Tackled him. Quino though. Handballs to McMahon. Gave it back to Quino. Kick. Delivery to Hector. Nice. Who's sliding mark on his knees. He can square it on the far side and wait out there is Michael Stockdale. Just getting the kick away. Nice kick. Found Hildebrand. Top of the 50. Quickly off board and goes towards Matty North who marks.
Transition there was very good from the Maroons. They hit targets and switched the play, which we know they're very good at, and lining up for their second goal of the quarter. To try and get a response back from Marriott's goal at the 3 and 3/4 minute mark of this term to restore that half-time margin of 28 points is to bring it back to 22. North makes his way in, kicks from 40.
Doesn't like it
off the boot and sprays it to the outer side for a minor score.
So on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard early on, 7 minutes into the third quarter, Paul Carter.
The Leongatha leads now 27 points, 7-2-44 to Traralgon 2-5-17.
Maskell will be the one to bring it back into play. And it's a long kick outside, looking for Willis. Goes over his head. Amberg got up high, couldn't mark. McGrath was back there. Quick kick off the ground from Brown. Well, strong work by, is that Pearce out there it was. Goes again, does Pearce, so does White. But Leongatha just sort of, in a rugby scrum, gained 15 metres. We'll have a stoppage in the centre circle.
Great work there by the Parrots. Scully, Amberg over the top, knocks it down. Bishop at ground levels, good early, going to be quiet in the second term. Comes out to Vernon, he's tackled without the ball, umpire calls play on. Stockdale with a nice tackle over Coyle, and holds it up, and we'll have a ball up. Half full flank, that was Brock Davidson, sorry. Scully knocks it forward, North back there, feeds the ball back to Jackson Hall. Fumbles, got enough time to get on the boot, it's kick smothered, and goes out in front of North, out for another boundary throwing.
I've been watching Ben Amberg the last probably 4 or 5 minutes. Geez, he's got to work rate. Oh, he'd be so hard to play on as an opposition ruckman. He just does not give up, he gets it at ground level, he just works hard the whole time.
Well, he gives up the front spot to Scully. And Collison was there though, squeezed the handle out to Hildebrand. Kick goes down the line, Hector just slipped over. Good work by Little, can he keep it in? No. He couldn't as it goes over again.
They've come out different, haven't they, Chandler?
Yeah, must have listened to Scuzz because they've just gone one-on-one across the ground, just trying to back their teammates in, back themselves in to win their one-on-one contest, and it's paying dividends. As a free kick off the ball, way off the ball.
Metres away.
It's going to go in favour of Traralgon, it looks.
So Cooper was the one that gave away the free kick.
So the free kick will be taken where the boundary throwing was, which is a half-forward flank.
Any of you boys see what happened?
Goes to Amberg, goes out wide to Collison. We've called that plenty of times, Amberg to Collison.
Very predictable, isn't it?
Well, it's paying off. Collison goes inside, sliding in was Nagel, fumbles, Brown, he can't gather, spills out to North for Traralgon, hacks it inside 50, ground level is Hildebrand, ducks inside his opponent, puts the ball on the boot, goes to the top of the square, working back nicely for Leongatha is Joel Sinclair, and will relieve pressure.
Sinclair hard up along his behind post, chips it over the top to McGrath. Timmy North does a bit of work on the mark. McGrath holds it up. They're in their back pocket are the Parrots. Baboon wants it close to the boundary line. Wouldn't be surprised if this goes over. And a big spoil from Cameron. And that's exactly what Chris Baboon wanted. The clearing kick outside the defensive 50, the kick down the line, and the reset as a boundary throw-in. 50 metres out from Traralgon's goal.
Low presence Sculling put the hands up to take the knock for their respective teams. Lopez has the front spot, Sculling works him off, but Lopez knocks it down. Stockdale, handballs to North. North wheels around on his left, kicks the ball to the top of the square, working back is Nagel. Maskell as well there for Leongatha, but the ball beats him. Boundary line beats him and goes out of bounds for a boundary throwing. 15 metres around from Traralgon's goal. They've come out with the right attitude, have the Maroons. Haven't quite managed at this stage to get the score on the board. 10.5 minutes gone in his third term.
Kate Maskell's surprised me today with his work down back. He's been very good. I think he's a key post sort of down there, and he's played some good football for the Sale Greyhounds. This ball is back into play. It eventually gets back to Timmy North. He handballs back to Hector. Good tackle there quickly by Holden, and the umpire said that's holding the ball.
I was just about to say too, with the mods on Traralgon, I was just about to say that their work rate around the clinches has certainly increased.
It has.
I have to agree with that.
Well, they need to, because 11-minute mark of the third quarter, they've only kicked 2 goals and they still trail by 27 points. And this is finals football. If they want to play in a grand final, this is right here, right now. Big moments for Monticello's as the ball comes back into play. Again, Jacobson grabbed it in the air and got crunched. He gave up the football, and then Brown comes in as well, and they go to Brown. Stockdale was one of them, Jacobson was another, and there's a free kick to Traralgon though. So Matty North is the one who has the free kick.
Risk of talking about last night. Last night was a low-scoring affair in the first half, and then the game opened up.
Yep.
So there's opportunity there for Traralgon if they can just stick at their structure at the moment, which is working in the sense that they're starting to gain control of the tempo of the game. They can just open up the game a little bit going in, but they're running out of time.
Or if Leongatha want to be the Tigers of the Gippsland League, they could win this by 90 points here this afternoon.
I see that Risk of talking about last night. What could happen here though? Traralgon's had a really good, say, 10 minutes of this quarter. What they don't want to see now is Leongatha just run down the other end and kick an easy goal. It's really open up there in Leongatha's forward line.
Well, from the stoppage, Lee Stockdale had a fresh area. Pat McGrath and 2 others put a strong tackle on.
Opportunity there?
And there's a little bit of a dust-up happening now, and this was starting to boil over because Brown is in the bottom of the pack, and they don't like Hayden Brown at all. But Leongatha said, I don't care. You want some fight, matey. I want some football.
Watching the footy.
As Westaway hasn't.
The sub-umpire went on it as well, just to clear it all out.
Well, it's about time he's done something. As Westaway, half-back flank, kicks it high towards the wing. Here comes the big ruckman, big boy Willis. Vernon flew as well. Jacobson at ground level, squeeze a handball out. Good work by Maskell to squeeze one. Hard work in the clinches by Hildebrand, trying to handball and gave a forearm in the head of Cooper.
It's starting to heat up now.
It's starting to heat up. This is the moment for the Maroons. If
Make or break, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Troy Makepeace.
Yeah, thanks to Monticello's Jim Boone Collison.
Strong tackle.
Hard was Collison. Kick forward.
Collison doesn't like it either. Hildebrand
Pull the ball, pull the game, boys. Westaway gets tackled. Hector hacks the ball forward. Back there for Leongatha is Stone. His kick outside 50 goes straight to Bishop. Bishop goes inside 50. That's a nice mark. At his ankles there was Timmy North.
I'll tell you what, Hayden Brown is in the gun.
Geez, you spend some petrol tickets, though, don't you, when there's a blue happening?
As Hayden Brown comes off.
Looking exhausted.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
And limping off to... You're down there, Springer.
Back to you up there.
He's sitting right next to him. He's sitting right next to the emergency umpire.
Move on, mate.
Tim North line out for goal, directly in front to reduce the margin back to 21 points. Puts a ball on the boot. The umpire does not move.
Here we go,
Goes
boys.
straight through the middle. 21-point margin. 14 minutes gone. Well, they've had probably the majority of the play in these first 14 or so minutes, Traralgon. They just needed to put it on the scoreboard. It was Bishop at half forward for Traralgon. He got the ball. He got up. He wasn't interested in the fight. He got up, and that was the play that ended up getting the ball there to North, who could finish.
And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, at the 14-minute mark of the third quarter, we have Traralgon 35-23, still 21 points adrift of Leongatha, with 7-2-44.
Brad Thomas, you come down at that level.
Now, Hayden Brown basically said to the emergency umpire, he'd have a maroon jump ball.
Forward by Willis in a centre clearance. McGrath coming off the half-forward flank, kicks the ball forward, worked back nicely as Quino.
With a few more beeps.
Quino switches to the near side.
Good sprint
Quino's
by
a bit frothy getting up. He comes down a bit awkward for taking that mark. Comes out to Jackson McMahon. McMahon goes long to the half-forward flank. Strong hands. Jake Bishop kicks the ball over the top. Looking for Little. Little marks just inside the boundary line, 70 metres out from goal.
Moving quick.
They're playing great smother on them by Sinclair. Sees the ball go back past Little for a boundary throw in. As Traralgon have just upped the ante a little bit, as you'd expect in finals, boys. They need to lift, and they have. reduce the margin back to 21 points. Bowman and Collison going at it just at the top of the 50. Amberg knocks it down. Quick kick out of the pack by Stockdale. Coyle brings it to ground level. Goes back and gets it.
Good tackle.
Tackled strongly by Hector. Socket out from the pack. Lee Stockdale taps it forward. McGrath there. In his back is Stockdale. Umpire says, I'll have it. And we'll ball the ball up right on the 50-metre mark in favour of the Maroons. They're putting the pressure on.
So it'll be big boy Willis got a fist on that one to Marriott. Kick was partially spun and smothered. Ganane was there. Gave a handball back to McGrath. Quick tap half forward. Bumped on there by Vernon. And where Coyle was. Hilberg, that's the one I'm looking for. Vernon at ground level. Couldn't get a handball out. And we have a stoppage at half forward now.
Sorry, mate, I left you hanging for a little bit.
Looking at Hilberg, it's the one I was thinking in my head. I just couldn't get out his name. Oh, Willis just crunched Amberg, but he got the tap down. Quick kick. Hector was there. Good work by Maskell. Allowed Sinclair to come in and kick it. He got the dump down. As Hildebrand put him on his ass and free kick at centre half forward.
Put him where, sir?
On his
On the grass, wasn't it?
On the grass. That's exactly what I said. As Vernon kicks it in towards the forward line, it's all the Maroons, and Luke DeCirio marks unopposed.
Paul Carter's here till Wednesday, try the field.
As DeCirio now relieves the pressure, gets it high and wide, over the top of the head. Bowman's there with Hildebrand. Bowman slides down, Hildebrand puts a tackle on, and the umpire said, I don't know, what do you say? He's going to Bowman in the kick. He put two legs out.
As Bowman has the free kick on the near side. You can hear through the effects, Mike. Things are starting to pick up. His kick falls over the back, comes to Olden. Olden goes shallow inside 50. Hilberg works back there, and we'll see the ball for a boundary throw-in. Inside 50 is this quarter, Paul, just quickly.
Leongatha have got the last two, but that only takes them to 5. Traralgon have had 8.
So it's been all Traralgon in this half. 2 goals to 1 in favour of the Maroons. Sees the margin at 21 points. 17 minutes, just on 18 minutes. Amberg knocks it forward. Traralgon down there in north. Handball's back. Too hot there for Jacobson. Pressure on the Hopkins kick. We'll see it go out of bounds on the full, and Traralgon to relieve pressure. 18 minutes gone. As Traralgon, like I said, have upped the ante. Leongatha have managed to hold him for the time being as Quino switches a play to DeCirio, goes long and wide, looking for Michael Stockdale. That's a penetrating kick, goes over the back. Stockdale sockles it off the ground. Look to see him do that again. Hopkins. He does. A goalkeeper stop there from Marsh. Handballs back to Stockdale. Little puts his head over the ball. Gathers. Handballs to Nagel. Nagel to Marsh. Marsh runs inside 50. Hard up on the boundary. Puts the ball on the boot. Handball to the top. 2 bites of the cherry colour. And then he gives away a free kick. Unfortunately, it was too high in the tackle as Maskell.
Good switch though, wasn't it, boys?
Sorry, it was a good switch.
Starting to all happen, lads, isn't it?
It has picked up.
Top Traralgon, aren't they?
Baboon has a free kick, top of his defensive goal square. A bit sore, a bit proppy. Going to go long and wide to the half-back flank. Falls short. Vernon works his opponent off the ball. Gets the ball, boot to ball. To Ganane. Inside to Marriott. Marriott just hacks it forward. Here's a one-on-one contest. Hilberg and DeCirio. Hilberg gathers. DeCirio takes it to the ground. Keeps his feet. Knocks it in the path of himself. Knocks it, has a fresh air.
That's a free kick.
Gets no free kick as he's drilled in the back of the head. Hilberg knocks it forward with the boot, and Bishop relieves pressure. Handballs to Collison.
Collison looks for the switch. He goes towards the wing. Out there is that man Marsh. He does well. Gathers it. Handballs backwards to Stockdale. Stockdale kick inboard. Found Nagel right in the middle of the ground. Looking for options. He can chip it over the top to North, and he does, but he missed him though. Bowman's there. North has to go again. Handball out quickly, goes in the way of Stone. High kick. Darwood's half forward. They crash in. It's all the Maroons. Back on this occasion is White. He can gather it, kick it down towards good work, good spoil, but good spot by Quino as well. He gathered on further afield. McMahon can now run and carry. Bowman tries to close. McMahon kicks it inside 50. It's all the Parrots. And back there is Marriott. Sweeps a handball inboard to Scally. He just blazed away. Didn't really look, but it might come off. Timmy North crashes in. Took it, tackled, gave it away. Put it out towards there was Bishop. Kick out towards out the front there. This time it's Sandy. Can gather it. Don't argue on Maskell. Got a handball away. Low press. Trying to crash through. Handball's backwards under pressure and it goes over boundary throw-in. 20 minutes gone, the margin 21 points in favour of Leongatha.
Just got a quick Mick Gippsland score, boys, and Moving North have come back. Tim Travis just kicked his third and they're up by 5 points, Moving North.
All thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland stores right across Gippsland and the Valley.
Scully works to the front, knocks it forward to Brockman. Hacks his ball forward, only goes 20 metres. Bishop, he's been awesome this quarter. Handball's inside, Stockdale gets his head ripped off.
Free kick.
Looks to be Michael Stockdale, is it?
Who's winning the Huddersfield Tell City?
No, that's White. White on his half-forward flank. Looks to get the ball to the hot spot. Measures the kick, and Baboon can't gather. Collison hacks it forward. Cutting it off there is Maskell, and he relieves pressure out wide to Chrissy Dunn, who we haven't called much this quarter. Are you taking his stats, Paul?
No, but he hasn't
been many.
No. He started off, he's just come back on in about 3 minutes ago, boys.
It's going to go long down the wing. Contest forms, flying from the back is Pearce. Gets it at the second attempt. Handballs to Amberg. Amberg's kick is smothered by Cooper. And the ball is held up on the outer wing. The umpire lets it go a long time. Ganane, who's high up the ground, hasn't travelled much further than 3 metres. The umpire is still letting this go. Just ball it up and get it out there. Still letting it go. Now you'll call for it.
A quick check for you around the grounds. Harvey Norman Furniture Stores in North Gippsland Football, South City at 10-7-67, Hayfield at 7-4-46. Of course, prelim final day there.
Ball up on the outer wing. Umpire has called a free kick off the play. Holding the man, free kick going in favour of Traralgon. Just trying to pick who it looks to be Bishop.
Yep.
On the outer wing. He's been good this quarter. Comes in on his left, goes into the corridor. Amberg and Sculling. Sculling gets one hand up, comes to Collison. Chain of handballs looking for Little. Fumbles. Comes out to Coyle, hacks it forward. Leading the race there is Hopkins. Pressure comes from Traralgon. Gunners again, Hopkins. Goes to Brockman. No, Brock Davidson. Brockman, I don't need that again. He's not playing.
Goes out wide towards Pearce. Have a breather, Troy. Compose yourself. Out there was Michael Stockdale for Traralgon. Comes back in board. Danger, but it's a good kick. Found McMahon. They can get it further afield. Marsh is on this side. Command. Hector's just come on the bench. He doesn't see him. Goes to the hot spot. Sandy's got the sit. Oh, didn't take it cleanly. Tries to tip North. Kicks up the ground. Lopez just fumbled it. Now he slips over. Parrots quickly. Maskell just relieves pressure with a mongrel punt outside 50. But it's going to come back with interest.
It's been all Traralgon.
The Amberg doctor has it. Kicks it out wide. Falls out there to Michael Stockdale. Too far out to score. 23 minutes have gone. It's been all Traralgon this quarter, but they need some reward for effort. Stockdale goes in board. Leongatha Marriott was there. Falls over. Quick kick around the body by McMahon. Goes high up and down. Sandy at the fly.
What a good one.
The ruckman Josh Scully goes back and marks in the end unopposed.
Did not take his eyes off the ball 1 second there and needed that mark. Big bonus thanks to Monticello's Corona extra $46 a case or 2 for 86.
Free kick to Dr. Amberg.
It's been all Traralgon this quarter. Amberg's going to get another inside 50. Inside 50 is quickly, so this quarter, Paul.
Traralgon's weighed 14-6.
Didn't quite go inside. The umpire said come back.
On his mark. 14-6. All Traralgon this third term.
Last 5 to Traralgon.
It's 21 points though. They still need to get this down inside, you'd think single figures, I reckon, by 3/4 time. Collison, hard up on the boundary line. Speed of one, no. Misses everything, out of bounds on the full. Surely they've got to get shots on goal, easy shots on goal.
They need one before 3/4 time, like you said, Darryl, to just go in with a bit of momentum. They've had all the play. They just need some reward for effort on the scoreboard. As Sculling, it's going to go long and wide. Pack forms. Gets from the back from Cameron. Bit of volleyball action. Spills just inside 50. Nagel can't get it out to any teammate. Marriott puts his head over the ball. Tunnel balls it back to McGrath. Hacks it outside defensive 50. Hilberg and Amberg. The two Bergs.
And deliberate. That was deliberate, boys. I had a sneaking feeling that Dr. Amberg was going to be big there for deliberate.
Didn't really see deliberate.
Yeah, didn't really make an attempt to keep it in though. And the free kick goes to the Parrots. They kick it backwards. It's going to be a turnover. Nagel sliding over. And he was blindsided the umpire, but he said he marked it. And we'll agree, he plays on quickly, handballs to Lee Stockdale. Could this be the one? Lee Stockdale unloads, it's going away, low press cut marks. And it's defended very well and it goes over for a bounce control.
It's probably one thing we haven't spoken about. I think Leongatha have defended really, really well. They haven't scored at all really, but their defence has been absolutely rock solid. They've been under pressure the whole quarter.
How much pressure can that damn wall take though before it breaks? And that's the question that Traralgon are asking. Boundary throwing, deep inside their forward 50, goes to Collison, slick handball, too slick for North. Hector, handballs to Hildebrand, puts it on the boot, and there it is! That's the one they wanted. Going into three-quarter time, reduces the margin back to 15 points. A great chain of handballs from the Maroons, deep inside their forward 50, and Hildebrand bangs it through.
Great commentary, Maggie.
Absolutely, they're right on top, aren't they, here in Traralgon? I think Leongatha are probably that little bit too defensive, haven't had a chance to go. Every time they go forward, Traralgon are outnumbering them in Leongatha's forward 50.
We're almost to the three-quarter time mark. We're at the 26-minute mark, and it's a 15-point margin in Leongatha's favour. 7-2-44, Traralgon 4-5-29 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, let's see who wins this one. Collison, good tap over the top. Stockdale runs, has a bounce, gets to 50, unloads, has a flying shot, no one to the goal line. It's going minor score. That would have been an absolute cracker. However, it's a minor score, so the margin 14 points now in favour of Leongatha.
Worrying signs for Leongatha.
Absolutely.
Holding on.
They are. They go short to Chalmers. As Chalmers holds it up. 27 minutes have gone. He's looking for the down-the-line kick. Hilberg will be the opposite. Scalling's there as well. Cameron, but Scalling takes a good mark. No, not paid. It goes now to throw on Cameron as Marriott has the free kick.
Surely that was a mark.
You thought so?
Yeah.
As Marriott just slowing it up, will go down the line again, this time as a shocker, and that's going out of bounds on the full.
Mitch Jacobson dropped it.
As he was on the bench. Jackson Hall plays on quickly, tries to get it deep inside 50, late in this third quarter. Low press can't mark, Chalmers is back there, handballs out the back to Maskell. He's marked on 50. Siren can go.
Have a tag.
Please, someone hit the siren now. We want to see a shot from 70.
He's going to have a shot anyway.
Nagel, he'll have to kick this a good 60 metres.
And the ball will be pretty heavy.
Yeah, he'll make it.
The breeze.
He can't afford to hit
Springer, how's the breeze?
It's got to be in the belly of the ball.
The siren has gone. Margin is 14 points. Momentum with the Maroons from 51 metres with a wet ball. The price is left off the foot, and there's no score to finish proceedings in this third quarter. But the Maroons have got all the momentum. As just as they start to build, Traralgon at 4-6-30. They still trail though. Leongatha are 7-2-44.
Gippsland Isuzu, 18 Saskia Way Morwell, LMCT 10285. For Gippsland Isuzu Ute, Victorian Dealership of the Year, LMCT 10285. It's Gippsland Live on CRFM.
Welcome back here to Bowie as the final quarter got underway a little bit quicker than expected, and Jackson McMahon was running into an open goal and missed. So we've got a minor score from the inside the 22nd of this final quarter. As we go down to Brad Thomas, what happened at three-quarter time, Springer, for Land Rover Discovery?
Yeah, Mike, and I was just talking to the boys about you've got to get numbers behind the ball. They're being led to the football a lot by Traralgon in that third quarter, whereas Colo was all about leave nothing out of their boys, must have the commitment and keep the momentum going from that third quarter. Right, back to you up there.
Yeah, Lee, you have to go forward now. Some heavy work by Marriott, gets over the top. Good Shepherd off the ball there from Desirio. We're in the back half and allows Quino to pick it up, get it out wide there to Stockdale. Stockdale holds things up. As we'll get some around the ground scores very shortly. Some big news coming through. There's some great games, grand finals, prelim action. As the kick was smothered though, it's inside the 50. Jackson Hall's happy to see this go backwards to Zero. Kicks in a dangerous lot, Desirio does. Traralgon need to get this one out. Pearce does well. McMahon has it on his defensive 50. He can run, has a bounce, comes back, closing quickly is Vernon. McMahon delivers a poor kick. And it's picked off by Sam Forrester.
Tired, heavy kick.
Had a bit of faith in the ground, didn't he, let the ball bounce?
But Nagel's wave didn't help him at all either. He led wide instead of coming at him.
Forrester kicks it back towards half forward. Over the back was Hopkins. He didn't mark it, but he ran onto it. Delivery was poor inside 50. Goes through to Ciro's hands. Lands in the hands of Hilberg. That's the one that the Parrots need. And after the 3-minute mark of the third quarter, they finally got another goal, the Parrots.
Yeah, they have, and it's again, I just think Nagel then, he did put his hand up to Jackson. He didn't lead. He probably could have just let at him a little bit more because he was never going to make the distance with his kick. But once again, some good defending from Leongatha. They got 2 guys behind the footy and they ran away with it. Some really good footy again from Josh Hopkins. He's been really good today.
So Aaron Hilberg's second goal takes the Parrots to 8-2-50 at the 2-minute mark of the final quarter, leading by 19 points over Traralgon, 4-7-31 on the Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland scoreboard.
Cricket around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland as Sale City are up by 22 points at 3-quarter time. 10 minutes into the last quarter, it's Yanaar 5-9-39 leading Movie North 5-8-38.
Close one there in the Big Gippy Grand Final. Football on centre wing out here. A quick kick there from Forrester. Goes to half forward. Cameron goes back. Has to go down and get it now. Handballs across to Amberg. His kick goes high towards the wing. Going back there was Hector. Couldn't mark. Bowman's handball was smothered. Going again there was Bishop. Squeezed a handball backwards under pressure though, and the umpire lets it go for a little bit. They fight for it at ground level.
Scuzz talks about Amberg's work rate. How was the play over on the outer wing, halfback flank with Bailey Cameron there, just to link up little 1-2. He's not just a tap ruckman, he's around, full on around the ground ruckman, does everything, does big Ben Amberg.
Still a little bit slippery out there, however, Saturday afternoon now, sunny here at Murray. Kick off the ground from Bowman. Goes 15 metres their direction. Cameron has to work hard, close to the boundary line, over. And another stoppage. 3.5 minutes in, 19 points the margin. Aaron Hilberg opening proceedings in this final quarter for the Parrots.
So it'll be interesting to see now Traralgon's response. Once they had all the play in that third quarter, Leongatha get a quick goal early in the last quarter. Traralgon need to respond quickly. Knock back, drilled in the back there.
Holding the ball.
I reckon. Yep.
Wet day, sort of went to the side.
Thought the momentum took him forward, but 2-1, I'll pay it in favour of Bowman. Goes, this time elects to go on the left, goes to shallow to the top of the 50, marking in front. Not paid to Vernon. He goes and gets it again. Ends up back with Vernon to Davidson. His teammate, his brother in Brockman. That's the west away. Vernon knocks it forward to Ganane, hacks it into the corridor. McGrath gathers, misses the target in Marriott, has to go back and get it, comes to him now. He's tackled nicely by Jackson Hall. Willis just wills his way forward, comes to Hopkins, handles back to Marriott. Marriott on the left, puts it through. That is a great kick, 35 metres out, and that is a dagger in the heart of the Traralgon Maroons. 4.5 minutes into this last quarter.
I liked your call there, Makey. Willis wills his way forward. I was very impressed with that. But once again, they've got to kick 5 goals now, Traralgon, and they're only kicked 4 for the whole game. So it's going to be really hard for them. They've come out a total different side to what they were in the third quarter. Leongatha, they're playing some really good footy, and Marriott's kicked 2. That's going to be hard to come back from there.
And on the Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland scoreboard, we see Leongatha 9-2-56 leading Traralgon 4-7-31. Incidentally, 11 scoring shots apiece.
Mid-Gippy Grand Final watch, boys. 12 minutes in, all square.
Wow, big one there over in Mid-Gippsland, not too far away, back in the middle. Leongatha just will it forward again. Good pick up by White, goes backwards to Pearce. His kick goes into the middle of the ground. Brock Davidson's in there. It's the twins. Davidson kicks it inside, forward 50, working hard back there. Goes White, he can pick it up, decides to kick out wide. And Hector presents and marks. Half back over the top handball to Michael Stockdale. Has one bounce. Delivery inside. Just missing Little. He does well though. Goes to ground. Now Lee Stockdale puts a strong tackle on the umpire said, holding the ball.
Yep.
Lee Stockdale, Sam Forrester was the one that got pinged. And Lee Stockdale was the one centre wing. They need a little bit of urgency.
Would you get it? I was just about to say, would you get a message out there? Just play on at all costs. We're 25 points down. Last quarter for an opportunity to go into a grand final. Let's just throw everything at it.
Absolutely, and because we've only travelled 6 minutes, but the message has changed from 3/4 time to now because Leongatha have slammed on 2 goals.
Great tackle by Westaway, deep inside his defensive 50. Just as Tim North or Bishop looked to be having a shot on goal, was able to get a free kick for holding the ball.
Now this is where important player coaches on the sidelines, because Collison's a player out there, but it's the coaches on the sidelines now that need to have that message get out there pretty quick, because as we said, 6 minutes ago, it was a completely different message that Mark Collison spoke about.
Exactly right. There's a kick forward for Traralgon, cut off by Brown. Hack forward from Davidson. Goes to the half-forward flank. David Cameron works back. So does Hopkins. Ganane keeps his feet. 40 metres out. Can't gather. Pressure comes. Knocks it in the path of Hilberg on the right foot. Just hits the post.
Great play though.
Good work by Ganane just to put it in the path of Hilberg as Traralgon bring it back in quickly.
Jacobson marks. Just holds it up. Goes backwards towards Hall. Hall goes slow play. He's on the last line of defence. He chips it over the top, danger. But it was okay, found Pearce. And this is a little bit possession slow. We've had 3 touches, we've moved 5 metres. As Pearce now kicks it out towards his defensive 50, but 2 Leongatha players spoil each other. Cameron came in, picked it up, gave a handball back to Hall, who kicks it towards Stockdale. And we're still on defensive 50. And we've had about 5 or 6 touches. Now Stockdale goes out wide to Hector on his own. Has to stop though. Manning the mark was Stone, and Stone smothered that kick, and it goes over for a boundary throwing.
3 straight behinds to Murbury North sees that be the margin at the 15-minute mark of the last quarter for the Gippsland Grand Final.
Big game over there at Morwell.
That's thanks to Harvey Norman Furnish Gippsland.
Back here, 26-point margin favours Leongatha. 8 minutes gone. Ball comes back into play. Willis knocks in his direction, 15 metres. Trying to run there was Olden. And just waiting for the umpire to say my ball, and we'll do it again. Ball up, half forward flank.
Just over 8 minutes gone, 26-point margin in favour of Leongatha. As Traralgon challenged in the third quarter, Leongatha have responded in this last, kicked to only 2 goals. Comes backwards to Stone, hacks it just inside 50, goes over the top of Cooper. Jacobson gathers for Traralgon, repels this outside defensive 50, going back with a flight. At ground level is Hector. He's got 10, 15 metres clear. Can't quite keep it inside the boundary, and we'll have a boundary throw-in on the outer half-forward flank for the Maroons.
Nathan Scarra, special comments. What would you do?
Oh, there's, like Makey said, all you can do is play on. The problem is they've got to do it because Leongatha are so manic at getting back behind the footy that they have to try and get it going quick just so they can't get back behind the footy.
This will be interesting to really test the game plan of Leongatha. They're in front. They lead it by 26 points. There'll be moments in this quarter where they'll either slow it down, possession, and we know what they've done in the past. This is something new that the Leongatha side will have to adapt to.
Just on top of that, Scud, they were challenged in the third quarter, so you've got to give them credit to have started this fourth quarter really, really well.
Absolutely. Half forward flank for the Maroons. Collison was wrapped up in a tackle from the boundary throw-in. We'll do this one again. As the AFL elimination final, I think, is just about to get underway between the Bombers and the Swans. And we can tell you 9 minutes into that first quarter, and the Swans lead it by a point.
Willis kicks the ball forward from the stoppage, and the contest on the outer wing sees the ball out of bounds again for another stoppage. As you know, I've got 1 point back. 17 minutes gone, mid-Gippsland Grand Final. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland.
Loving the updates, Troy. Keep them coming through.
That's thanks to my wife, Mars, who's sending them through on a regular occasion.
What a wonderful lady she is.
And brings some milk home.
Quick kick goes towards half forward. Free kick off the for that contest against Skelling. As Quino drove the football back down towards half forward, but it goes over for another boundary throw-in.
Well, they also need to go through the middle, don't they, boys?
Yeah.
They've got to take some risks. There's no point. They've got to kick 5 goals in and then kick 4 for the game. Get it through the middle. If you lose it off your own bat, but you've got to try and win it at the same time.
Tap down there from the Maroons. Hildebrand was front and square. Squeezed a handball off the run now. Here's Collison. Gave a handball to Lee Stockdale. Runs to 40, runs to 35. Left foot shot on goal is through, and that's what you want. So there's one back. Lee Stockdale gets his first of the afternoon.
And the good thing about that, I think it was Collison or Hector through the middle part of the contest. They just hit the clearance at full speed. They got through. They just took a risk, and that's exactly what they need to do. It ended up being a clear stoppage clearance, and it got forward to Stockdale, who finished really well. He's been a little bit quieter today, Stockdale, but that was a really nice finish.
And on the Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland scoreboard, the margin at the 11-minute mark of the final quarter is 20 points in Leongatha's favour. 9-357, Traralgon 5-7-37.
Big moments thanks to Monticello's Jim Beam and Cola 6-pack, just $20. The missus wants bourbon, not milk. And we do drink responsibly here at TRFM as Jacobson handballs 1-2 with North. Goes wheels around. His handball smothered. Fierce tackle on the outer wing. Outer half-back flank, sees a free kick go in favour of Matt North. His kick falls short of Stockdale. Goes to Bowman out the back, shrugs off one, ducks inside another, puts a left foot barrel inside 50, got the bounce at the top of the square, bounces the wrong side of the goal, guts through from Hodgson.
What about the fend off from Bowman? Bishop right in the jaw. Could have been over the shoulder, no free kick. Anyway, Desirio tries to barrel out a full back, and that's not going to come off because Marriott marks on his chest right up the top of his 50, and he'll go back.
He's got a good leg on him as well.
He has.
We saw with Nagel.
Chips it over the top. The leading target, G'day, who marks on the chest, and that was pinpoint, centimetre perfect.
You look around there now, if you take a snapshot, there is 6 Traralgon defenders there, and it was plonked right in the middle of them by Marion. Ganane hit the spot nicely, and Marks line up directly in front, 35 metres out.
What's it going for, Paul? Number 4?
Yes, he is.
It is,
Yeah. So 13 minutes have gone. This could just about be the sealer. There's Big John Ganane, he's got a couple, he's got 3 in this game so far. Second semi-final here at Maui. The winner into the grand final, could it be Leongatha? It's a minor score.
Big news coming out of the Moore Recreation Reserve. It is over.
Wow.
Mervyn North have won by 2 points with the ball in the half forward line.
Well, there you go. Premiers in 2017, the mid-Gibney is moving on. They've come from 4th spot on the ladder. Could 4th spot on the ladder? Could Maui be that side here in the Gippsland League? Of course, they play tomorrow in the first semi-final against a red-hot Mafra side. There will be a great game tomorrow afternoon. Sunday football coming to you from Sale. Back here though, this Leongatha side look to book their first spot in the grand final for 3 in a row. As they go inside 50 again, Vernon got tackled by Collison, handball out from Hopkins. Hilberg kicks it to the hot spot. Who's there? No one except for Marsh. He's the Traralgon wingman. Goes out, kicks it off the ground. Michael Stockdale could go. Top of the 50. Working hard was Cameron Stone. Handballs backwards. Twisting and turning there was Cooper. Lost it. Marindra away. Little tap from Amberg to Stockdale. Chip kick over the top. Marked by Marriott of the Parrots.
Marriott's got it on his half forward flank. Just slows the play up. We've just ticked over 14 minutes. 22 point margin in favour of Leongatha. Kick inside 50. Nice strong mark. Working his way to the front of the pack there was Dean Pearce. Handballs back to Collison. His daisy cutter kick falls in front of Marsh. Gathers, has enough time to handle off to Stockdale. His kick inside the corridor finds Matt North. And half-back flank still inside his defensive 50. Gets called to play on. Chips the ball over the top. Pushed under the ball there was LaPrade. Been quiet today. Turnover again. Great fist on the ball there from Cameron. Comes to Stockdale. To Little. Player there has just had his head taken off.
Yep.
And he's down. We'll just quite pick up who that was.
Cameron, it looks like. No, Cameron's assisting him. It could be
Marsh, is it? Just moving his way up. North.
Matt.
He's a bit groggy. Legs aren't quite too sturdy underneath him.
Collison should get the handball here or someone.
Just a side note for mid-Gippy boys, you don't kick the goal, but it was too late after the siren.
Oof, there you go. Well, thrilling stuff in Big Gippsland football. The Tigers are premiers though, as here it is all Leongatha at the moment. 22 points is the margin. 15 minutes gone. Gets to the wing now. Twisting there was Stone. His kick goes high towards half forward. Hilberg, good wrestle there with Desirio. Jacobson taps it out. Sliding in there was, on that occasion, Cooper. Quick kick off the ground. Play on to the umpire, not 15. Long handball from Marriott. Hilberg slipped over. Slowed in Bailey. Bailey Cameron, that is. Got a handball away. White runs out. Kicks a wobbly barrel outside 50. It's going to come back though. Parrott. Scaling handballs to Marriott. He gets it further out wide. From Chalmers. And sliding down at ground level was marking it. On that occasion was Cooper.
Marriott in this quarter, Paul. Is that a bit of it?
He certainly has 3 kicks and 6 handballs.
So Cooper, only a short fella in stature, fancies himself though from 50 with a wet ball. And we've seen the big power forward, so he decides to kick it up to the hot spot. Vernon's going to fly, couldn't quite mark. At ground level, White does well. grabbed it, but was tackled immediately, and the umpire will ball it up. 16.5 minutes gone. Leongatha 9.5.59, Traralgon 5.7.37.
The ball right at the heart of the Leongatha goal mouth, and Jacobson just hacks it on the boot. Doesn't go 15, contest. Little leaves it behind. Marriott can't get a clean handball out. Hildebrand, he can't gather it as well. Falls back out to Oldham. Handballs inside to Vernon, socks it off the ground. The big fellow Willis has to go down and gather. He fumbles. Pressure comes. Ducking underneath the tackle there. Dunk feeds it back out to Hilberg. Puts it on the boot. Goes towards goal. And working back nicely there is Jackson Hall. Takes a relieving mark there for the Maroons. Right on his behind line. Kicks a short one into Stockdale. Stockdale handballs over the top, misses the target to Ciro, he's got pressure from Vernon. Umpire says you had prior opportunity, calls holding the ball, fierce tackle there from Zach Vernon. We'll see him line up for goal on a tight angle, about 25 metres out from goal. Distance won't be a problem, 17 3/4 minutes gone. Fair to say, boys, if he puts this one through, that should be the final nail in the coffin at this late stage in the game.
So Vernon on a tight angle. They lead it by 22 points. The Parrots comes in. Right foot kick on its way. It's straight through the middle. And the Parrots are going to progress to the 2017 TRB Grand Final in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, they have. They've done it off hard work, and they've had a bit of a third quarter that they didn't probably like that too much, but what they've done well is they get back behind the footy. It's impossible for Traralgon to get it out of their forward 50. They get it in there through grunt and hard work. Marriott's had an unbelievable last quarter. And when they get it in there, they stack up behind the footy. It just makes it so hard for Traralgon to get it out of their back 50. Once again, it was turned over just by circumstances of Traralgon trying to get the ball as far forward as they can, as quickly as they can. But it was a great finish from Vernon in the forward pocket.
Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland scoreboard. Leongatha 10.5.65. Traralgon 5.7.37. We played 18 minutes the last quarter. And do I hear an opera diva warming up the vocal cords?
Yeah, that would be Brad Springer, Thomas down. Up they go. Sculling tapped it down. Collison was there though for the Maroons. Wheels around. Right foot kick to half forward. Just out of the stretch of Hector. Still though, handballs over his head. Westaway was there. He handballs over his head. Coyle goes in. Hector dives on it. Handballs out to Marsh. But the boundary line is close. Right in front of the can bar here at Ted Summerton Reserve. And what has been a pretty quiet sort of crowd here. A few cars are starting to leave too.
Into last night when the Cat supporters left the ground.
This has been 3/4 a bit longer actually. They left about half-time last night.
Half-time was only a couple of points as the North brothers team up. Chain of handballs. Matt North kicks it towards goal. Dropped on the top of the square by Westaway. He's got a mountain of time to gather and find his teammate in Bowman.
So
on his defence.
So Scud, with the Richmond supporters avoiding the traffic and staying last night, were they?
We stay. We are strong and bold. We are, and we stay to the final side. Even some Geelong supporters went to watch the Bodyguard, I heard. Ball here on centre wing. Head over the football. Jacobson.
That's how early
That's how early they left her on.
Oh, big call there from Scud. The lid is well and truly off. And Sculling and Amberg. Sculling tucks it down to that man Collison, who's put his head over the ball all day for the Maroons. And he's been well matched in that area by Luke Bowman as both of those players work themselves off the ground. It's been a fiercely fought battle here at Ted Summerton. Sculling doesn't give away the free kick. There it is again, the two of them. Bowman and Collison spills out to Hall. Hall chisels his pass inside the square. That's got to be 50 metres up.
Yep.
Hector was spun around in the 360. Handballs to North, goes inside 50. LaPraise has been well held today. Comes to Baboon, hacks the ball outside the fancy 50. Jacobson sets himself nicely in front of Hilberg and switches the ball inside the corridor.
Finds Jackson Hall right in the middle of the ground. Hopkins mans the mark. Hall's kick just missing Lee Stockdale. So Bowman came in, crashed it through. Helping out there was Cooper. At ground level, Bowman, good for strong work. Squeezed a handball out in the Hopkins direction. Crashing his way through was Cooper again. Done, handballs over the top. Jacobson's going to come off the line. Try and create a contest, he does well. Hilberg comes to help as well now. And Hildebrand that was, and Dunn was there as well for the Parrots. And we're going to ball up through centre wing. 21 and a half minutes gone. The margin 28 points. Leongatha have kicked 10 goals 5 this afternoon and been very, very impressive.
We can repeat that Movie North have won the Mid-Gippsland Grand Final by 2 points with the ball inside Yanar's forward 50. As the siren has gone, and the ball here at Ted Summit and goes over for a boundary throw-in on Leongatha's forward half of centre wing. He has Coyle and LaPraise just cuddling each other on the ground. Knocked over the back by Sandy, in the path of Collison, but cut off there by Alden. Goes into that centre wicket area, hacks it off the ground. Goalkeeper back there is Jacobson, misses a target inside there. Alden goes there, as does Bowman. Does the Dusty Martin, don't argue. Hacks it forward to the half-forward.
Keeps it going, matey.
And free kick back in the middle of the ground, goes in the way of Jacobson.
Just don't be flippant with those, Dave. Dusty Martin, don't argue.
I'm going to take him by science at sales tomorrow, too.
There's only one Dustin Martin, remember that. Just a quick one, East Gippsland Grand Final as well today, boys. Lindenau, congratulations to the Lindenau side. 14-17-101. They're the grand finalists this year. They've defeated Lucknow 9-5-59 in East Gippsland footy. Did Lucknow stop at half time?
They must have, as Timmy North goes out wide to Jackson Hall. Yeah, you're right, they're Springer, they're up by 10 points at half time. Jackson Hall chisels his pass over the top and finds Quino, half forward flank for the Maroons. 23 and a quarter minutes gone. His kick is cut off by Westaway at the top of the defensive 50 for Leongatha.
And what we had in the first 10 minutes of play, the fizz and the energy was up and about, has certainly dropped out of this final quarter, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
As the margin now 28 points and Leongatha will go into another grand final. Can they get the job done this time? The big question in a couple of weeks' time. Jacobson kick was smothered here on centre wing, slips over again. So Marion picks it up, does one, don't argue. Kicks a barrel or a wobbly punt inside forward 50. Dunn leads the race there in front of Hall. He can pick it up, he puts it on the left. And that is all class. The Jonathan Brown one-finger salute from Chrissy Dunn. He's a great goal scorer. He's kicked many this year, but that's his first today. The Parrots are home here at Murray.
Yeah, they are, Scarlett. Murray again is the guy who got it forward. He's had an absolutely cracking last quarter, but Dunny was facing the boundary. He was probably 35 out on a bit of an angle and just screwed the ball back around. It was absolutely brilliant goal.
Darwin Norman Electrical Gippsland scoreboard sees Leongatha with a lead of 34 points. We're 24 minutes into the final quarter. 11-5-71, Traralgon 5-7-37, and she is a singing.
Boys, just quickly, want to go to the Mid-Gippsland just quickly. The twos for Yanar won. The seniors lost. How would the feeling be back there?
Good if you're in your twos. As Quino works hard across half back for the Maroons, squeeze a handle to Lee Stockdale. He tries a barrel to half forward. Lopez crashed the pack. Back there as well, crashing his way through was Hector. Hildebrand, and wrapped up in the tackle, ball up right on his top of his 50. Well, Leongatha will go into this year's grand final full of confidence. It's a tough game today. I think don't worry about the week off and the extra week off. They don't need it. This has been pretty physical and tough because of the conditions and, of course, their opposition they played. So I think they'll be looking forward to that.
In the previous 2 years, they've lost the second semi, so they've had to really go back and fight, and maybe they've been spanked by grand final day.
Well, maybe.
It's interesting to see how differently it works out.
Sandy gets a free kick for Traralgon, centre half forward, chips over the top. Jackson McMahon's left unattended. He's only a little marginally closer to goal, as he'll be kicking from about 55.
There's probably 5 players not inside the forward 50.
Gets too close to the man on the mark, smothered, falls to Jacobson, goes on the left, puts the ball on the boot, falls in short. Willis over the top with a double fister from the top, and too high. See the free kick go to Matt North right at the top of the goal square here to just be a consolation goal as we just tick over 26 minutes. 34-point margin in favour of Leongatha, as this will only just minimise the margin. Will do nothing to allow Traralgon to go forward any further in this contest in the sense of getting a win, as North puts it through. Consolation goal, 28-point margin.
I guess we'll never know, boys, about that extra week off. I know Leongatha have had a week off now. They played a game and another week off. It's going to be a hard contest no matter who they play. Traralgon last week played with 2 players down for the majority of the last half. Whether that's been one of the factors today, well, I guess we'll never know, but they were pretty good up to 3/4 time. The last quarter they faded away, so that might have had something to do with it.
And on the Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland scoreboard, we see Leongatha 11-5-71, leading Traralgon 6-7-43. Siren any minute, I would expect.
Well, I guess if you look at the second half, they both kicked 5 goals each, so who knows how that all pans out, but what it does shape up to be some great games. Tomorrow, of course, we'll get into that in our post-game show, but Mafra take on Moe, and either way you look at it, Traralgon will play either Mafra again in a preliminary final, or they have a big arch-rival game against Moe. So Moe Traralgon, Moe Mafra, either way, the pre-league final is going to be an absolute cracker, with Leongatha sitting in the grand final just waiting to see who they'll face. As Stockdale Jacobson goes forward again. Lopez couldn't mark it. Good closing speed by Chalmers, and there's a free kick held on to Lopez as Cooper went to jet the ball. Leongatha said, no, not getting it for you.
Well played, Kyle Cooper.
As Lopez kicks it back to Jacobson, half forward flank. Cooper now mans the mark. Jacobson just rolls around to the right foot, delivers and hits up the target back there in Cameron Stone. Unfortunately, it was for the opposition. So the fizz certainly gone out of this game. 28 minutes have gone. Cameron Stone for the Parrots. They lead it by 28 points. A big spoil. It's into a little bit of self-preservation mode, you'd think, now for both sides.
As Hilberg just crashes into guess who?
And Hilberg is cramped in both legs.
Oh,
and he's got one right, the other one's still gone.
Has to pull up again. Sandy knocks it back in the Siren goes. Game is done and dusted. Leongatha 28-point victors in the end. There's a great win as they were challenged in that third term. Responded with a 4-2 final quarter. And they'll go straight into a grand final in 2 weeks' time, back at this very venue. But for Traralgon, it is a crunch time for elimination.